Get ready for your marching orders. They're coming. You better be some marching SOBs. Oh, yeah, I'm sure, Mariah. Just go ahead and pass out when I get home. I'm sure there'll be a ton of stuff that you were supposed to do but didn't get done that I'll take care of. Gotcha. Jizzy McBride, what's up?
When you're born into a fire, let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They want to let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to back.
I've got something to admit to you when we get started here.
Listen up, listen.
I figured I'd make it public. That way I could tell my community and you at the same time. So just be ready for this.
The odds beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves. Never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves. We won't let the world burn away. Burn away. We feel
You're such a dick!
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead!
Hello. Mariah's been trying my patience lately. With some of them are left over from the last show, Mariah keeps the count. She almost got a couple black eyes the other day, falling off a balcony. I think there was already 8 from the last show. 8 Williams left over. You weren't here. pregame before I pregame. I've been watching Oppenheimer. I'm not through it yet. It's like a 3.5-hour movie, but seems pretty good. Or 3-hour movie. Seems pretty good so far. Dr. J Banana subscribed for 18 months. Yeah, right. You're fucking, you're stuffing the boxes there, the ballot boxes. You ain't been around that long. 18 months. Here we go.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is
Big Daddy's Meat Stick.
Big Daddy's Meat Stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. That was Linda Binda. You can find her on TikTok, YouTube, Cameo. She's working on a Jupiter documentary. And I think it'd be pretty interesting. We'll stick around and see how that turns out. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I know I'm a little bit late. I kind of lost track of time. I had some stuff to catch up on. Had to re-record some of those games for my sister because some of them I weren't here for. I was working. And I got to see some damage from where the trees had fallen. Hold on, let me grab those pictures. We'll grab them in just a second. But the tree fell. I actually didn't have to clean up most of it. They brought in a little crew with a tractor and a couple guys and cleaned up most of it. I actually didn't do a whole lot today. Came to the office. Well, I hung around the campground for a long time with the kids. He came to the office.
Threadflage Queen just gifted 1 subs.
Thank you, Threadflage Quinn. Getting caught up on some stuff. Went through a couple things. Let me switch the camera around here. So first of all, it looks like we're in a hop train. Second of all, thank you guys for joining us. If you want to support the stream, you can do that at coldbeer.fun. That's the website here with me popping out of this nice Asian gentleman's asshole. Coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund. You can contribute to the show. Keep it going. Keep it for free. Keep everybody else seeing it, I guess. If that's something you're into, that's how you do it. Go to coldbeer.fund. All my social media links are there, including Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, Discord, and Bovada. Bovada is the website I gamble at some. We might actually do one of those, like throw 20 or $50 in there and do a gambling stream over on TikTok soon. Or Kick. Kick is real big for gambling streams. I don't know. It's fun just to relax and make jokes or whatever. As long as it's money that people are willing to lose. And usually I bring it, just people donate or whatever. So, again, thank you all for joining us. I appreciate y'all being here. Oh, that's down a little bit. There
Desert
we go.
Docs is just resubscribed for 9 months.
Oh,
love
you
your
do
show
that.
and the whole crew. Heart.
Too many resubscriptions. Thank you very much for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think last time we put like $20 in it. We played on it for 2 days or some shit. But it's like buying a lottery ticket. It's not an investment. Okay, I have to admit that as part of my counseling. Now, I did let you guys know that there was something I needed to admit to Mariah and to my community. It's not something I wanted to admit, but I figure, 2 birds, 1 stone, knock them both out, right? So over the last several weeks, for some unknown reason, I have been sending dick pics out. I've been sending out dick pics to this lady, Miss Chronic Chronicles.
Hello, everybody. It's Miss Chronic Chronicles. Thought I'd stop in and say hello.
Now, why did you send dick pics to this lady? Because I heard that's what other creators were doing on YouTube, and I thought, since other creators, I just want to compare, okay? I just want to compare. So because some other creator on YouTube that wanted just us for just us sent this lady dick pics, I thought, well, when in Rome, send them a dick pic.
So I'm aware of the video that was made. It will be reacted to, potentially in parts. you'll just need to see where I post it. So make sure you're subscribed to every channel. Got a few things to say.
To be fair, my little guy looks like he's wearing a Roman helmet anyway. So, right? Winning Rome.
Okay, so I've not been around because I have life going on, and I am training an assistant, and I have a lot of things going on that you'll just have to follow. A whole bunch of stuff is happening. So if there seems like there's massive changes going on, well, there is, because I have now personal help local. And a lot of good things are going on in the background. It's good when you take time for yourself, figure things out.
I think the new slogan is justice.
I think I'm just going to leave it there.
It's justice for just us. Justice for just us and dick pics to Chronic Chronicles. I think that's the new slogan.
I think I'm just going to leave it there. If you want to learn out, hear what the fuck I have to say, you're just going to have to follow me where I post. Bye.
Right, you love my little helmeted soldier. So there was that. That came out. Also, our boy Scott Rogers has been uploading to a new account.
What's up, you guys? Who wants to battle Superman? Let's battle. I'll battle someone who I...
Who wants to battle Superman? I'll battle anybody. Let's battle. I'll only battle someone that I know. Someone said, how about battling a super soap?
Let's battle. I'll battle someone who I know. Super luck.
Right, my little guy got marching orders last night and you didn't complain when you went in your corner. Splayed out, holding your ankles. What was you didn't mind him then, huh? You didn't make fun of his helmet. At least he doesn't have a turtleneck. You have to pull back. Anyways, back to the show. So Scott Rogers has been uploading a little bit on the second account. I think we've seen most of the stuff here except for that one.
What's going on?
If I ever become a million trillion billionaire.
What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone?
Okay, don't put William like 100 times. We always make animations and someone abuses them. We have to take them down.
What's up, everyone?
I just want to listen to this for a while.
What's up, everyone?
This could be my new donation alert.
What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone?
Is it getting better?
What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone?
Banging out with his fanging out.
What's up, everyone?
He's got two top teeth over here. Everything there's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 teeth missing right in the middle. What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? I like it already.
What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone?
Justice for just us equals dumbass.com. I don't know why people are sending dick pics to that lady, but like I said, potato, you send a dick pic, I'll send a dick pic. We'll send Mariah's dick pics. Who knows? Who knows? What else has been going on? Dick pics, Scott Wadgels, making y'all. What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? Oh, is this the one with
What's
his
going on, you guys?
Is this the one with his 6 quarts of ice cream and
Change
6
their mind, like,
12
walk around
packs
and be
of
like-
Coke? No. Surely not.
6
Yeah.
pints.
There it is. 6 pints of ice cream and 6 2 liters of Diet Coke.
Favorite.
Breakfast of champions. Oh, I need to check. I had to
Ice
make a
cream, too.
Snapchat account.
Peach cream, my favorite. 6 pints. But I'm just saying, to make it easier on other people.
6 pints of ice cream, 6 2 liters of Diet Coke. Who wouldn't love that? I mean, is there a chance that you wouldn't, that this is something you wouldn't eat every day? I don't understand. Sounds good to me.
To know the prices of them. Just.
God damn. That's how you get this physique. That's how you get this physique. 6 pints of ice cream, 3 on each side, 6 2 liters of Diet Coke. That's how you become healthy, wealthy, and wise, I believe. Anyways, tonight's stream, we might as well get to it because I started late. Phil Godlewski. He's giving out marching orders. It says Q&A July 29th, 2023. So let's see what he's been lying about lately. I have not pre-watched this, and usually I do, but not this time. Here we go.
Test? Whoa, what's with that screen?
You don't know how to work your own fucking. You don't know how to work your own fucking streaming software. I don't know what to tell you.
There we go. Got to see all of myself.
Yeah, but I dipped my balls in it first round.
You know what I mean? Can't just see a little bit of it. That would really seriously damage
That's why
ego.
It tastes like salted caramel, even though it's mint chocolate chip.
So welcome everybody to tonight's live. Welcome to my Rumble crew. I was just chatting there with a little bit with my locals audience.
Hours
By the way, my locals.
Look at those earrings.
Producers, if you may, and me decided that we're going to reduce the price of an annual.
Austin_Milbarg_GLG20 cheered Dex 600.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why didn't it go off? I guess is the real question, huh? It's connected. Is it just delayed? Huh. I'm going to make it go off. Edit commands, run button. Oh no. Is the boat broken? Good job, Austin. Good job. No, I think, hold on, let me see. Let me shut this down and open it back up. It's connected. I don't know. It should be working. It worked last stream. Somebody did Derek Johnson, didn't they? Connected. Edit deck. Edit commands. Run. Oh my God, what have you all done? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. We get it. It works.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
There you go. Finally. Jesus. Get off my back. How about that, chat? Get off my back. Okay? Oh, no. Now what happened? Oh, there we go. Anyways, back to Phil. Thank you for the donation.
Membership.
They're reducing the price of an annual membership. Another cash grab.
The monthly cost right now for my locals platform is $15 a month. We've decided to make that $120 for the year. So if you have yet to subscribe to locals, now is the opportunity to save.
This is definitely a cash grab. I wonder what he needs so much money for. That's half off, right? Let's see. 15 times 12 equals 180. Oh, no, it's not half off. What do you say? 120, 60 bucks off?
A great deal.
Or 55?
$120 for the year.
No, 60 off.
So if you have yet to subscribe to locals, now is the opportunity to save a great deal of money
for the year.
On a local subscription. Locals comes.
By the way, you don't get anything extra. You can't see the screen when he live streams. He still fucking cancels. You don't get any private streams. You don't get anything fucking extra. In fact, if he shows anything on the screen and you want to see it, you have to go to a different platform to see it and then come back to locals.
With lots of different perks. If you're unaware of them, we give away silver, which we're going to be doing in the next few days.
Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to show. We got a little baker in the audience, and I don't know if you guys even know this. Got a little Betty Crocker, if you will, okay? And she made a bread vagina, whatever that is. Now Not sure what to call this piece, but we do have a little Martha Stewart out there with a macaroni and bread vagina. So if anybody's interested in that, I'm sure you could do something with that. I don't know, but there you go. There you go. A Bradusi. That's right. No, he's got his earrings in. We already saw them, and I said they're just stupid earrings. What's wrong with you, Mariah? I want to make you eat the bread vagina. Thank you to Sunshine. That was Sunshine that did that.
Once a month, we give away a 1-ounce silver American Eagle to lucky winners.
But he's only once a month. He gives away an American Eagle. There's his fucking earring right there, Mariah. But he's about 12 months behind on giving anything away that he said he was giving away.
You also have your chat boards there. You have your own private chat boards on local.
Anybody can go see the chat on Locals if you just go to, you don't have to pay for this. If you go to locals.com, well, log in. Let me log in right quick. Sign in. Come on, baby. Sign in. And then you go to Phil Godlewski. So he's like, you got your own chat boards there, and anybody can read the chat there. Literally anybody can read the chat there. You just go to his page, follow it, and anybody can read this chat. The only thing you can't do is see the video, which is a better experience on other platforms. It is a better experience on other platforms because you can see what he shares on the screen. Like if any of his followers message on this chat board and start a thing, you can read every fucking comment. You can read every fucking comment. The only thing he's made fully private is this stupid link right here. That's it. You can read every comment. You can read every fucking thing. So there is no private chat boards.
Locals, you have access to better audio and better video than you're currently watching on either DLive or Rumble or Facebook.
It's the exact same servers as Rumble. Rumble owns Locals. Locals is like Rumble's version of Patreon, and it's the exact same servers. It's the exact same quality. It actually gets less attention from Rumble because Rumble's main moneymaker is not Locals. It is Rumble. So they put more development. They have more developers, front end and back end people working on Rumble. Rumble gets updates first. Rumble's a better experience than Locals is, and Locals you have to fucking pay for.
So if you are interested in that, there is a good opportunity to get a decent discount right now. It's $120 for 12-month subscription, and you will have that subscription for the full 12 months. So to do that, you would go to philgodlewski.locals.com. Locals is LOCALS, Locals. Okay, so you got an opportunity right there to save a little bit of money if you do want to watch on Locals. If you watch consistently on Rumble and you like it on Rumble or DLive, that's up to you, but there are a little bit of perks associated with.
There are no perks.
You could also get there by going to philgodlewski.live. That'll forward you to the Locals website. Second thing, if you guys like that song that was playing on the intro, it's a good friend of mine, not yet made it big, but is going to.
So someone's paying him to advertise. Someone's paying him to advertise their country music, which is what was playing. We're at 1603. Here was the music. His friend that hasn't made it big yet.
Just a woman and a man.
Just a woman and a man. She was 15. He still put his dick in her hand. Just a driving around and seeing houses he had for sale. A baseball coach and an 8th grade student.
And a one-night stand.
Oh, there we go.
I had to go, but you pulled me close. Said one more last kiss.
Said one more last kiss. I love how you treat me like a woman, even though I'm only a kid. I could get into this song. I get into this song a lot.
On in. thank God I did, 'cause I've been here ever since. Who'd have thought a two-step dance to a five-piece band, 7 blue numbers on my hand. Well,
7 blue numbers on my hand.
to us taking it too far, healing these two hearts, brand new start again. Next thing, it's a hand-me-down ring, hitting one knee, putting 10% down on a half-an-acre dream.
And half an acre dream. Look out. Look at this. A half an acre dream. You made this 15-year-old really scream. Oh, when you text me that my pussy was the bomb, all I could think is, God, I've got to delete this before it gets to my mom.
Years from now, we'll laugh about how this all started out.
How this all started out. This is
Just a
perfect.
woman and a man in a one-night stand.
Then you said the text messages were sent to you from a friend. Phil calls this the love song of the century. I think that Lackawanna County called it evidence. Evidence is what they called it.
A famous country singer. Some of you thought it was Jason Aldean. I saw some
Yeah, some of you thought it was Jason Aldean because you're fucking dumb.
Zach Brown in there. No, it wasn't.
Hack Brown. No, it's my friend who writes love songs about how we got together against all odds. I worked at my
Incoming
mom's
Dono
store.
clip.
I made sandwiches, but you were there for much, much more. I just making sandwiches, but you came in for more.
Neither of those guys. The guy's name is Matt Ferris. Matt Ferris is an up-and-coming country star who I believe is going to make it very, very big. Guys, if you can't hear me, you got to turn your volume up.
Hey, Derek, it's me. My captor says that every time he hears mouth noises tonight, I'm going to get a lashing. Mouth noises? What's a mouth noises? And what's a lashing?
Oh, no. Matt Ferris looks like a... thank you very much, Mort, for the dono clip. I hope you don't get too many lashings. Matt Ferris kind of looks like a goblin. What the fuck's he got? A little leprechaun. How tall is he? Yeah, there we go. There he is. Yeah. He looks like he knows somebody's after his Lucky Charms.
Just turn your volume up. Either on Rumble. I can see the comments here on Rumble. There's a volume bar on Rumble. You got to turn that up too, not just your device volume.
There's a volume bar on Rumble. On the video player, there's a volume bar. Plus, on your TV, there's a volume bar. Listen. I know a lot of you are elderly, and I can teach this to you. I'm more used to teaching, certain things to 14 and 15-year-olds, but...
Got to turn up both. So there's nothing I can do with the audio. Everybody else says the audio is fine. So, but anyway, Matt Ferris is an up-and-coming country star. I think he's going to make it very big. I'm actually sponsoring him for certain things.
He performed at the wedding.
And I'm thinking about doing even more in the future. So
he found this guy, had him perform at his wedding. Now he's paying money for this guy to be successful. So Phil thinks he's going to get part of this guy's career.
Matt's got a lot of songs that he wrote himself, just like the one that you just heard, One Night Stand. Currently, it is available for pre-download.
When you walked into that Subway and gave me that stare, I knew this was going to be my best middle school love affair. Bow, bow, now. I got it. I could be the next Matt Ferris.
On iTunes. Right now, it's only 99 cents. You can get that on iTunes for 99 cents.
This motherfucker is hawking
when the release
songs
date
on
comes,
iTunes.
which I think is August 2nd. It might be August 4th. I know it's the first week of August, which is only in a few days. That price is going to go up to either $199, $299, or something else. So you have a good opportunity to get that song right now.
Get in quick. Your money will be useless. You can only pay for it in God's money, gold or silver.
For only 99 cents. Matt Ferris is the next big thing. The link to Matt Ferris and all of his social media is in the description to this video. So you'll see a link tree.
We had to sneak and plan out when and plan out where. My middle school love affair.
The link tree will take you to several social media accounts.
I feel like that doesn't mention enough that he was 25.
That Matt Ferris has, from his Facebook to his Instagram and so forth. And the link to download the song is also in that link tree link that's in.
You're ridiculous. You missed
Got a small dick, but wait till you get home. She gonna be like, damn, shit, my God.
In the description.
Thank you very much. That was a dono clip, or that was a buy me a coffee. Thank you for that. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous, Suzanne Dickhold. See what I did there? Patrick milks my prostate to Matt Ferris. You'll have that, baby friend.
Yeah. So much more to come from Matt Ferris. He wrote a song for me and Carrie for our wedding that we danced to for our song.
Thanks for the update on Phil information. I would have missed out on that had you not told me. I'm just learning all this.
One of my favorite songs right now on the planet is that one. So yeah, lots of good things coming from Matt.
It's his favorite song on the planet, but until he was invested in this and getting a cut of all the sales on the 99-cent song sales, he just never played it or ever mentioned it before ever. So that's weird.
And I expect a very big and incredibly lucrative future for Matt. I think that we have a lot of things in the fire.
The best thing Phil could have done for his ability to make money is paid me off. Well, paid me off enough. That's what he should have done. That's the best fucking thing he could have done for his career.
Right now that I think Matt is going to capitalize on and do really, really well to start a long career. So more about Matt at a later time. Right now I want to do something that we haven't done in quite a while.
I think we might be getting ready to take Phil back to the kill stream audience. You know, a couple 100,000 people.
Hear where you guys are from. We haven't done that in a while. We kind of did that every show for a while, and then kind of got away from it. So tell me where you're from. Let's start over here on locals.
Oh, God.
Holy moly, that goes fast. Shoo, I can't even read it. So.
Shoo, I can't even read it. So.
San Diego, Buckeye, I think it said that. I can't read it. Who knows what it actually said. Colby, Michigan, Toronto, Covington Township.
Basically what he's going to do is tell everybody their marching orders are to share his live. He has got a new EBS ready to go. Share his live and sign up for Gold Cup.
New Jersey, South Dakota, Virginia, Tycoon. I think it said Tycoon. Might not have. I'm going to have to slow this down. Old Fort, Illinois.
Scroll, you dumb fuck.
UK again. Wapton, North Dakota, Indiana. New Mons, Louisiana. Standard format Q&A. Down. Pella, Iowa.
I think I told Phil I would do it for. I think I told Phil I'd stop talking about him for $250K, something like that.
Iowa, Erie.
225, 200.
All right,
somewhere above $200,000.
Much time on the stuff that we're not here for tonight. So just so you guys know, tonight's going to be a Q&A, standard format Q&A. I'm not going to limit the extent of the Q&A like I was.
It's not your number, it's my number.
Originally, I was going to give you a particular topic, and you were going to ask me a question on that topic. I'm not going to do that. You could ask me anything tonight. It's more of an AMA than a Q&A. AMA is Ask Me Anything. It's going to kind of be like...
Shut up. You were way, way, way lower. Now, $1 million or nothing. Shut up.
Yeah. Before we get into that, I do have a couple important things that I really, really want to talk.
It would probably be higher now. Because I've got better prospects coming up and bigger shows and more friends than I did the last time I sent it. It'd probably be higher now. But still, he could pay me to stop talking about him.
Talk about that affect literally all of us. First and foremost, I put a video up on Telegram earlier today. If you are not on my Telegram channel, you 100% need to be on my Telegram channel. Let me see if I could. That's not it. Oh, there's Matt Ferris's link, by the way. I'll leave.
Oh, he remembered the link now. Linktree, Matt Ferris Country. and they misspelled country.
That there for a minute or two.
Is it really CNTR? Hold on. Is that really his link? Why would he not just spell it out? Link tr.ee Matt Ferris CNTRY. For real? That is the worst place. Because if you say linktree.com Matt Ferris country, people can spell those words. There's no need to shorten them. That's not even it, Phil. That's not even the right link, you idiot. Hold on. Let me try. Hold on. Did we? Okay, I got it. It is Matt Ferris CNTRY. It is the right link. I think there maybe it's just fucking delayed or some shit. It kept telling me it doesn't exist, and I kept getting a 404 error, but it's loaded now. Why would you not spell out country? Why would this is like okay, I understand there's times to like put like CBC or something, right? With proprietary stuff and initials, but why all you got to do is say Linktree Matt Ferris country, and most people know that it's linktr.ee and then a slash. But now you have to say country without an O and U. It's CNTRY. That is so fucking stupid. That is so fucking stupid. Oh my God. This dumb fucker, this dumb Matt Ferris, that's his handle everywhere. He left out the O and the U in all of his handles. It's his Instagram handle. Oh God. This guy does look kind of like a gremlin. It's his Instagram handle. CNTRY. Oh, whoa, shit.
Step dance to a 5-piece band, 7 blue numbers on my hand will lead to us taking it too far, healing these two hearts, brand new start again. Next thing.
Why does his face look smushed?
Who'd have thought a 2-step dance to a
Why does his face look like somebody crushed it? Is he at Phil's
5-piece band, 7 blue numbers on
I think I didn't know if anybody's told you guys this. Is that Ollie's former T-ball coach? I don't remember him. He must not have been very memorable. Oh, that's sexy. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. By the way, announcement. I think the first person that I don't know if she's told everybody this, but I think Yori's going to be the first person to use Phil's Hawaii Airbnb. So there you go. Tour dates. I wonder if Phil's going on tour with him. He's playing Sturgis twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Does he fucking live in Sturgis? The only tour dates he's got are all in Sturgis. Everything's in Sturgis. Then he's got Gillies, Las Vegas. So he's at Sturgis for like 15 fucking sets. Then it says Las Vegas, Green Mesa, Fort McDowell, Arizona, Fort McDowell, Lake Havasu City. Oh, there we go. Now we see what's going on. He's playing a private event in Lake Havasu City. I wonder if that's Phil's party.
In my announcements channel, I don't even know what the link to that is. There it is.
Miss Priss is going with her? Girls Weekend.
Let me just get the Telegram link up here real quick. If I could stop clicking the wrong thing, that'd be great.
Okay, don't fucking do Twitch. Why are you announcing you don't do Twitch?
Here we go.
Don't fucking do Twitch. Just don't. You can't get mad when I'm not on Facebook. Blue eye. I meant to see this douche in concert. No,
Right.
you're going to
There's
Hawaii.
the
Girls not.
Telegram link.
This looks like a child made a gradient, their first gradient on OBS.
Treat the t.me just like www, so you don't have to do anything special with that. That is a web address. You're going to put that.
The t.me is not www. If anything, it would be like google.com. So the me is like com, and the t is the website. So instead of going to Google, you're going to T, which Telegram purchased, right? The .me is a suffix like .com. The www, you can still put www in front of it if you wanted to, but most websites don't require you to do that anymore. Although they used to. It used to be that you had to put www in or you wouldn't go to the fucking website.
That in your browser.
His eyes
just
are
like
bugged out.
Google.com.
He does have a strange look tonight. If you're talking about me, it's because I've been doing cocaine, but I got my glasses on.
Those of you that are unfamiliar with how internet works, t.me/Phil_Godlewski with 2 eyes. There are 2 eyes right there. Somebody very politely put the hyperlink in the Rumble chat over there.
Oh, yeah. Somebody randomly just said, come to Twitch. Yeah, well, most of the shows aren't on Facebook.
You guys on Locals already have it. Wow, Locals membership went way up.
Twitch is much better.
That $120 special. Got a lot of people over there right now. Cool. Somebody just mentioned on Locals, just as I look down at marching orders. You are going to have marching orders.
So marching orders is what he was supposed to do in his last show. He was supposed to have marching orders in his last show, and they were supposed to be... someone said marching orders. He said, you're going to get them this show, and nothing happened.
All right, so sit still. I didn't forget about them last live, but well, I guess I forgot about them.
Country, C-U-N-T-R-Y, sort of.
Yeah, so there's my links to Telegram.
I wish he would have got fucking, what is it, Matt Ferris, Todd Ferris, Cunty. That would have been better.
You can't see those on Locals right now because the share screen capability on Locals doesn't necessarily work.
I did read it. You said Sally said something. I said, oh, someone made a general announcement, and then you announced that you don't use Twitch.
But right now on the top of the screen, we have the link tree to Matt Ferris. That is in the description below, whether you're on Rumble or Locals. You'll see that in the description. The Telegram link is where you want to be because of what I'm about to talk about right now. I put in Telegram earlier tonight.
His nose is very red. I don't know if it's sunburn or what, and it looks like it has some type of weird blemish on it right there. Could be shit. I don't know.
Link to a Robert Kiyosaki interview. And for those of you that don't know Robert Kiyosaki,
he's just joking around.
He is first of all, he's an incredibly smart man. We'll put that there. Second of all, he knows a lot about the environment, the economical environment.
I don't know. I honestly don't know, not even joking around anymore, how much longer I'm going to be on Facebook. I keep getting fucking weird-ass things that says I violated this and this copyright and that they're going to end my channel. So I don't know how long I'll be on Facebook, but I'll try to keep it going.
Not only in the United States, but worldwide. So when this guy speaks about something that has to do with the financial sector or something along those lines, you should listen. And most people should. Now, I'm not an expert. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an expert in any of these little areas.
He's not an expert in anything except for grifting, and he's really not good at that. If he was a better grifter, I think that he would have shored up some of his lies that he's been busted in. He wouldn't be out here catfishing. Like, you could be a really good grifter. Does your dad not get on anymore? He watches occasionally on Facebook, but I showed him how to find me on YouTube just because I'm worried I'm about to get banned on Facebook. They've been muting a bunch of my shows. Like if I play like any copyright music, they don't just mute the fucking part of the music. They mute like 10 minutes of my fucking show or 20 minutes of my show. And then I've been getting warnings that if it continues to happen, that I'm going to lose my account. But I'm not losing a whole lot because there's just not that many people that watch on Facebook anymore. Well, there's never really been many people watch on Facebook. It's always just been like an extra.
Dr_J_Banana gifted Ms. Night Stalker a subscription. Dr_J_Banana gifted a tier 1 sub to MSZ Night Stalker. They have given 14 gift subs in the channel.
So she can afford Phil's fucking Airbnb in Hawaii, but you're gifting her a subscription? I see how this is. She's booking through Verbo.
Areas. However, Robert Kiyosaki
Thank you, I
is the closest
suppose.
thing, if not even more so, than an expert on a lot of what he talks about. So it's a 46-minute video. I'm not going to put it on the screen. I did highlight on Telegram. I believe it starts at the 2-minute and 10-second mark. The gentleman that Robert Kiyosaki is interviewing talks about the BRICS system. The BRICS system.
Wait. Didn't we hear that? Hold on. Yeah, Russia is not. So Russia can't even go to their BRICS meeting. So Russia's by far the largest contributor to the BRICS system, right? BRICS is like their new unilateral agreement, trade agreement, all that shit. Russia's not even going because Putin and all of
Anonymous
his...
gifted Binding Terry's a subscription.
Thank
An
you.
anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Binding Terry's.
Thank you very much for the gifted sub. Because Putin and all of his administration are wanted for war crimes, so they're afraid to travel to South Africa. So the BRICS meeting is going off. That puts a lot of confidence into the BRICS system. I'm sure people are dying to get into it. Remember how that was going to be the next big thing, and that was actually Nassar Gassara, and every country going to be joining it? Now the leader of it is a fucking war criminal and can't even attend their meeting in South Africa. And no one can have their meeting in Russia because who knows when their next fucking coup attempt's going to happen.
Is a new currency that is currently taking the world by storm. The United States, of course, we still have the Federal Reserve and the US dollar, right? The rest of the world is getting away from that. They're getting into BRICS. Russia talked about it. China talked about it. Other areas of the world are opting into it. Now, this is the first time I have seen.
By the way, the reason that he has a basically an international, it's the International Criminal Court warrant, is this didn't get much attention, I don't think, but there was apparently a plan during the Russian invasion of Ukraine to export Ukrainian children. So like after they did, whether you want to believe it or not, they hit a lot of schools, they hit a lot of hospitals, they hit a lot of soft targets that are typically, sometimes they get hit and destroyed accidentally, but they were actually targeting them, okay? They were targeting these places, churches, community centers, schools, daycares. They were targeting because it's part of their shock and awe, right? People don't want to put up a fight when you destroy a fucking daycare. They just want to lay down and cry. There was a plan that after they were killing all these adults in Ukraine, that they were going to capture and deport Ukrainian children back to Russia with just nowhere to go. Like, I don't know why. Other than the psychological factor, I guess. But they were going to capture and deport Ukrainian children to Russia and just put them there in the streets, I fucking guess.
Any expert in the financial sector, in the financial world, any sort of financial advisor, any sort of financial guru, this is the very...
Because South Africa, the other part is because South Africa is part of this agreement, they're it's something, I think it's called the Rome Statute. They're what you would call a signatory. They signed on to the Rome Statute. I think that it might be the Italy statute. I can't remember, but it's part of the International Criminal Court in Hague. Because South Africa signed on to it, technically they would be under the obligation to arrest him when he got there. Not to mention there'd be other countries that would want to arrest him and other bodies that would want to arrest him.
First time I have ever seen an expert put a date on an announcement of something in regards to BRICS. And more specifically, this is the first time I've ever seen an expert say that BRICS is going to be a gold and silver backed security. I have not heard that from an expert. Now, I've known that for a while. That's something that we've talked about on my show dozens, if not hundreds of times. Right?
Sure.
But I'm me.
So this has been out for a long time. I'm trying to, like, BRICS has always been under this. That they were going to try to back it by gold. That's been an announcement that's out for a while. It recently, I think Putin made a statement about it, so it's back up in the news. But when they first started the BRICS Alliance, I think is what they call it, they were talking about backing it by hard currency. So this isn't new. He's not revealing this. This isn't the first expert to ever say it. Literally Google BRICS gold backed or something like that, and I'm sure you'll get tons of articles. A lot of them recently from where Putin talked about it, and a lot of older ones as well.
I'm a podcaster. Doesn't matter if I have millions watching me and Kiyosaki has the same, more, or far less. Makes no difference. What matters is these guys are.
They don't have, BRICS doesn't have huge economies. I mean, they do have like Russia and India, blah, 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 China, but they've got, what they've got signing on is a lot of emerging economies. So China's playbook usually is, hey, we'll come in and build this infrastructure for this country that is basically, if you don't know, South Africa, the whole continent of Africa is kind of like the Wild West right now, where there's like fortunes to be made, but it's also like a lot of underhandedness, a lot of shootings, a lot of assassinations. There's a lot of money to be made. A couple of guys that I was in the military with, I've told this story before separately, 2 different guys took their money, went to Africa. One of them started a logistics company, and one of them started like a trucking company, and they've made fortunes over there. Now they live there, and they weren't always doing wealthy, and the living conditions are not great, even though they are wealthy, but they made a ton of money there. So China comes in and says, hey, we'll build this infrastructure, we'll get this here, we'll get this plant going, we'll get this, but in exchange for that, you're gonna be partners with us. It's their Brick Road initiative. Russia's kind of latching onto that with the BRIC system, so they're trying to get a lot of emerging economies. We can help you with gas. We can help you with oil. We can help you pave your roads. We can help build bridges. We can build hospitals. We can do this. We can do that. Although, I don't know if I'd trust a Chinese hospital or even a Russian hospital if the hospitals they were building during COVID were like not even functioning. They went in one hospital they built in China like in a couple days. They built this hospital supposedly, and this news person, a news anchor, was walking through it. And it started flooding through the ceiling of like the 6th floor, and like ceiling tiles are like washing. It looked like a fire hydrant broke in here, and there was no equipment in there. It was just a big empty building.
They're experts, and they said on August 22nd, BRICS is going to announce that their currency is actually going to be backed by gold and silver.
Yeah, at their alliance event that Russia's not going to. That's when they're going to. That's when they're going to announce it. So let's just pull up in a news story. It looks like it's legit. Here's Forbes. That'll be all right. After months of debate about various currency commodity baskets, a Russia and China-led A Russia and China-led consortium has apparently settled on using gold as the basis of a planned new international currency system separate from the U.S. dollar and euro. As recently reported by state-funded Russia Today, an upcoming meeting of leaders from Brazil, Russia, India, and China in August may include the formal introduction of the new initiative. This would be similar to the Bretton Woods meeting in 1944, where after the floating currency chaos of the Great Depression, a new gold-based international currency architecture was laid out. The centerpiece was the U.S. dollar, which in turn would be linked to gold at $35 an ounce. Its gold parity since 1933. This laid the foundation for 2 decades of peace, prosperity, and fixed exchange rates, which sadly came to an end when the U.S. dollar was floated from its golden anchor in 1971. Since then, various governments have attempted to move back towards an international arrangement based on gold. In 2019, Malaysia's Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad proposed a pan-Asian currency based on gold. At the moment, we have to depend on the U.S. dollar, but the U.S. dollar is also not stable. So the currency that we propose should be based on gold because gold is much more stable. Matthew here described. This too mirrored the Bretton Woods debate where John Maynard Keynes' Bancor proposal, which amounted to a global floating fiat currency, was abandoned in favor of the gold-based U.S. dollar at the heart of the system. Gold-backed just doesn't work very well, but they're going to try it. But again, it's right. If it all goes down in flames, it all goes down in flames. We'll see.
What does that mean for us? Well, if you own gold or silver, that is an incredible, just making sure my audio.
It could be, but one of the problems inherently with hooking the gold dollar to, or the dollar or whatever it is, the BRICS currency to gold, is that gold and silver fluctuates in the rest of the fucking market. So when we did this, we had to pin it. We had to say that $1 equals whatever it was in gold, right? $35 an ounce. Well, the market fluctuates, and the rest of the world lets it fluctuate. And gold is actually pretty high right now. Obviously, there's a lot of people that's got gold on it. And we saw, like, back in 2007, 2008, when the shows like Gold Rush started, that's because gold shot through the fucking roof, and it was more profitable to go out and mine, and people were mining for gold again in places that used to not be profitable. So you have to like, it could mean that gold prices are going to shoot up, or it could mean that Brazil, Russia, India, and China are going to link and stop it at, like, hold it at $1,500 an ounce in their eyes, which could affect the market negatively in other places.
Goes good over here. That is an incredible piece of information, because when a security gets backed by a precious metal, the value of that precious metal is going to go up.
That's literally not true. So when the U.S. did it at the Bretton Woods Committee, they pinned it. They pinned it. It didn't go up. They pinned it at a certain rate.
And I would venture a guess that the value of that precious metal would go up substantially. Now, do I know that for a fact? Absolutely not. But if you look at logic, if you look at common sense, and then after you look at those two very important things, you then turn and look at what the experts.
It will probably cause what would be like a bullish trend on gold, which means that more people are trying to get it. That'll drive the price up some. But anytime that any of these countries start to falter or waver within the BRICS system, it'll have the adverse effect. And that's if they don't pin it to an amount.
Are saying it's a perfect storm for exactly what we thought was going to happen. I have news for you. If on August 22nd of this year, which is less than a month away, 3 weeks away, if that is true, and BRICS is backed by gold and silver, or gold or silver, or any combination of each, makes no difference. If that's true, and that announcement does get made on that date, or at any time in the future, I think you are looking at NESARA.
How could this possibly be NESARA? You know what they've promised with NESARA, right? Everybody gets a ton of money, healthcare is free, gas is free, no interest, credit card debt's wiped out, everything's gone, restart over, everybody gets money for the humanitarian projects, everybody has a house and a car and healthcare and med beds. How is saying, okay, this currency we don't even fucking have yet is going to be linked to gold? Is that NESARA? How?
I think you are 100% looking at the currency that is going to be used by the world. I think that Trump and the White Hats are most likely behind BRICS, and it's being called BRICS, and it's being evasively released throughout the world. And
evasively released. You almost stumbled on something there.
The United States kind of like BRICS, huh? What's that? Isn't that a piece of rock? No, it's a system, and it's most likely NESARA. It's most likely our new currency, our new rainbow currency that I and others have been talking about for a very long time. Bixware is another big proponent of a new financial currency coming in. I think BRICS is NESARA. If it is going to be backed by gold and silver, it makes all the sense in the world. We got one Yahoo over here, Reven LB. Silver is worthless. Oh. You know, it's so easy to write.
By the way, back in 2021, somebody said the FTC was going after, I don't know if they're currently going after 7K, but we did find out back in 2021 that the FTC had sent out like a bunch of MLM companies, deceptive, unfair practices, conduct notice, or whatever they call it, where they were saying, hey, these are notices that we've noticed that you're using deceptive or unfair processes to like get people on, to get people to sign up, whatever. And 7K was one of those companies. Now, I don't know if they pursued that any further, but 7K was one of those companies when we looked it up.
3 words in a chat without putting any sort of reasoning or logic behind it. Why don't you get a show Raven LB, and tell us why silver is worthless. In fact, I'll invite you on my show after you get a show. And
even all the trading, like Seeking Alpha, which is like a big message board where they share news articles and stuff. Even a lot of these trading websites here are saying at best it would be good for a short-term investment, like basically like a swing investment, like buy gold now and sell it as soon as the announcement's over, or maybe a week after the announcement's over, but no type of long-term strategy.
You can tell me why silver is worth it, and I will annihilate you in a debate over that. However,
Bill won't debate anybody. When's the last time he even went on somebody else's show? He doesn't debate anybody. He doesn't go anywhere that people disagree with him. Or the first time someone disagrees with him, he's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. I knew somebody was going to come in here and say, he just sidesteps everything.
I think BRICS is closely tied to NESARA if it is not NESARA itself. And I think that it's been rolled out in...
Why the fuck wouldn't you know what NESARA is, Q?
In a particular fashion throughout the world before...
He's watching right now. Melaleuca was on the list too. We looked that up as well.
The United States. What does that mean for us? Well, again, as I said earlier, if you
can
already
talk to Phil in the chat. He watches every one of my shows.
Gold and silver stockpiled, if you've been buying regularly from your local gold and silver. Let me get these links off the screen because now they're starting to distract me.
They look like shit.
Well, that did nothing at all. So.
Oh, Edward Snowden, technical difficulties.
Okay. Then you're in good shape. You got your ducks in a row. Good for you. If you haven't yet done that, I could direct you to goldquiz.com to, if you have an IRA and a 401k. I think having your IRA or a 401k in precious metals is an amazing idea. And I have the best company in the world that does exactly that. A quick phone call, tell them what you have. They're going to ask you certain questions.
He does not have the best company in the world. He has a company that charges gigantic fees while he makes 6%.
Roll that over into precious metals. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, and it's not going to happen again. It will not happen again. Once you miss this, you missed it. There's nothing else you can do. This happened, I said this the other day on Telegram. This happened
You're
at
done,
Microsoft.
buddy.
A lot of people missed the boat on Microsoft.
170 people over on 170 people.
This happened, I said this the other day on Telegram. This happened
You're
on
done,
Microsoft.
fucking Rumble. Over on Rumble. Make sure you hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. I think there's like 25 likes. There's 170 people watching. Hit the like button.
This happened with Apple. This happened with Yahoo. This happened with Google. You never even knew those names until you knew those names. But by the time you knew those names, you couldn't get in. You couldn't invest. You couldn't buy any of that.
That's not true. When the first iPod hit, if you'd invested in Apple, you'd have made a ton of money. There's never anybody that tries to convince you you have to get in now or you'll never be able to make money is lying to you. You could have invested in Apple last year and made a profit. You could have invested in Apple probably within a couple months and made a profit. That's not true.
Anonymous gifted Outdrill a subscription. An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Outdrill.
Thank you very much. When there is a chance to make big money and get in ahead of something, there's also the exact same chance to lose everything. If you don't have the money to lose gigantic amounts, it's much better to wait for a investment to prove itself over long-term gains. They call them blue chips in the stock market. These blue chip companies typically do well over the long haul. That would be where to put it. You have the same risk of losing everything as you do as making a ton of money.
That stock and intend to make any sort of money on that stock, it was too late. But here you are with an opportunity in front of you to do something that
there's your marching
most
orders.
people don't
Sign
know
up with Phil at Goldco. He's on my nerves already.
Links to the Trump rally, and I gave my opinion on some of the links, and the links were basically Trump talking about how they cheated.
By the way, let me show you something real quick. I didn't think that Phil could be dumber than he currently looks. Oh, but he can. He definitely can. He can be a lot dumber than he currently looks. He can do some really, really, really dumb shit. So give me just a second to grab it. Scroll. He posts too much. He posts way too fucking much. Damn. He can do shit like this. So this is Phil's fucking Telegram. Phil Godlewski 3.0 fake. He says, can't reveal the rest of this document, but boy, oh boy, is this going to be fun. Now it says, this is supposedly from the FBI. And it says, Telegram ID.
Incoming dono clip.
Telegram ID. Pebbles Flintstone. Okay. Real name, Christine Tyree. Not her real name. Facebook, Pebbles Flintstone, Christine Tyree, Christine misspelled, Bam Bang. Bam Bang. Then it says IP address, blocked out, and then it ends in communications. Then it says CCID. Do you know what CCID stands for? CCID is Chip Card Interface Protocol. And it's a protocol to use a smart card to log in. You know what a military ID looks like? I don't know if I have mine on me or not. A military ID has that gold chip on it, and you can slide it in, or you're like your credit card with you slide your credit cards in now instead of swapping them. That's CCID, okay? Chip Card Interface Device. Why would Pebbles have an ID card to log into the FBI or Telegram, either one? Yeah, the commas are all, the spacing's all fucked up. The commas are all fucked up. For some reason there's a space in the word Christine. There's a space. There's no space for this comma. There's a space, then a comma, then a space over here. For some reason it says Bam Bang. Then he misspells the word number. He misspells the word number when he was editing this and spells number. Her record number. Now, if this is an actual document, these fields would already be filled in. No one's typing these, right? No one's typing these fields in each time. They'd already be filled in. It just would be automatically generated when you typed in someone's name or information. He misspelled the word number. Now look at this. There's no space. There's a comma, no space. Then there's space, comma, space. Then there's a space in her name for some reason. And he threw the FBI seal on here. What a fucking idiot. He wants you to believe that this is all real. Right? This is the realest thing I've ever seen. What the fuck is wrong with him? Who the fuck could possibly think that the FBI... First of all, the FBI is corrupt, right, Phil? Because they're going after Trump. Second of all, the FBI misspells the word number. That's what they did? That's what you're saying happened? They misspelled number. Number. Got it. Makes perfect sense. What a fucking idiot. Feels so goddamn dumb. Feels so fucking dumb. It isn't even funny anymore. And his audience just eats that shit up.
In 2020, we knew that, right? We knew they cheated. Does anyone that lives under a rock doesn't know that they cheated? We know that, right? So they cheated in 2020. And what Trump said was, well, we're not going to let him cheat in 2024. Oh, really? Great, good news. First of all, yeah, we know about 2020. We were there. We've lived through it now for 2.5 years, and it's been brutal for most people. Tell us, though, how 2024 is not going to be rigged. What have we done? Now, please, guys, humor me. Don't listen to the first part of what I say and miss the second part of what I say. All right? This is a whole long strand of thought process on.
Oh, by the way, here's Austin's got the goblin. Hold on. There's the goblin at the wedding of Matt Ferris country. There's the goblin. Oh, there he is. Look out. Just having a good time.
Hey, Phil, don't be a douche. Stop grifting the old ladies.
Thank you very much, y'all are nuts. That was very poetic. Transform discount code Matt10. The fuck are you selling, goblin? Is that some type of supplement, like weight loss supplement? That can't be good. Oh no. So there's the goblin man, in case anybody was interested. That's what he's got going on so far. I've also got something here. Hold on.
Oh, Phil.
Uh-oh. Are you guys just playing old ones now? Thank you very much. Oh, Phil. This is more of the case paperwork, of course, showing that Phil did get served. Let me pull it over here and make sure there's nothing crazy in here. It says case information is 23 TRCVO 2343 Christine versus Phil Godlewski at Torrance Courthouse 7/19/2023. There's a filing date. It's pending. Other non-personal injury, personal damage, torts, general jurisdiction. Future hearings. So there's some hearings already scheduled for 11/3/2023 and 1/30/2024. Case management conference and order to show cause, failure to file proof of service, failure to prosecute, failure to file case management conference statement. Those have already been done. Has the party information here. The attorney, the plaintiff, and all the defendants. Documents filed. Notice of case management conference filed. Order to show cause hearing filed by clerk. Notice of case management unlimited civil case filed by clerk. Voluntary efficient litigation stipulation packet filed. First Amendment amended general order. Mandatory electronic filing filed by clerk. Alternate dispute resolution packet filed. Summons on complaint. The summons has been filed by the
Sorry
plaintiff.
for the dance party interruption, Patriots.
1,500. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Mostly Peaceful Redhead. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop the link for this case. Summons on complaint filed. Civil case cover sheet filed. Complaint for one intentional infliction of emotional distress filed. Proceedings held. There's been no proceedings held so far. Order to show cause hearing filed by clerk. Notice of case management order to show cause. Case assigned. Complaint for one intentional blah, blah, blah. Civil case cover sheet. Alternate dispute resolution. First Amendment general order. Mandatory electronic filing filed by clerk. Voluntary efficient litigation. These are all the dates of everything. Summons on complainant filed by as to Phil Godlewski, defendant, and those 1 through 500 inclusive. So Phil's just lying about there not being a case against him, about him not being able to find it, about him not receiving it. He's been served. I think he was served on the 24th, I believe, so 6 days ago. He's just lying about it.
On my behalf, and I want to enlighten you into it. So don't just listen to 1 or 2 sentences and be like, I knew it. Just give me an opportunity to say everything, all right? And then tie in the second part or the third part of what I'm saying to the first part, and it'll make sense to you, please. Now, Trump has been famous for saying 2020 was rigged. We can't let them take an election from us. We can't live another, 3.5 years. He said this in the first 6 months of the election fraud of Biden's fake inauguration. He would tell us all about the fraud, where it took place, how it took place.
Remember, Trump said we couldn't live under this, we couldn't do that, we'd never make it, and here we are. Here we are. Didn't we all? It's almost over. The first term of Joe Biden's almost over. Here we are. Still a country. Everything's still going. Inflation hit after the pandemic, got it, but I thought we weren't going to make it as a country.
He promoted 2,000 Mules when it came out. He shares things, retruths things on Truth Social.
Oh no, retruths.
Talks about it all the time. Talked about it tonight in Erie when he was on the stage. So he has drummed us up. He has elevated our awareness to the fact that there not only was election fraud, but they stole the election from him in 2020. Okay. But then he goes on to say, we're not going to let them do it in 24. So does that mean you did let them do it in 2020?
That means he can't do shit about it. He can't do shit about it. All that huffing and puffing, even Rudy Giuliani is saying he now lied. All that huffing and puffing was nothing. Was nothing. Was nothing. They couldn't prove anything. They didn't have. We've got them all. We've got it all. Okay. You got shit.
Were we not aware that the fraud was going to happen in 2020? I don't think that's true, because in September of 2018, Trump signed Executive Order 13848, EO 13848, that specifically dealt with election fraud. And in addition to the executive order, and there were other executive orders that were similar, in addition to that executive order, Trump actually talked about election fraud leading up to the 2020 election. So by saying, oh, well, they stole one in 2020, but we're not going to let it happen in 2024, I would make the argument that...
By the way, there's some idiot fans of his that are driving around with his picture and taking it places and calling it flat fill. If this right here isn't reminiscent of that stupid fucking doll that Negative 48 was doing, I don't know what the fuck how are you processing this? So they took it to Bob Joyce's church. Then they got fucking kids holding it up. And clearly a great grandmother there with her. They're trying to do like Flat Stanley, but they're doing Flat Phil, which is like a thing between schools and teachers or whatever. Flat Stanley. Look at these fucking retards. They're traveling around with Phil, looking like a whole ass douchebag made into a paddle.
You had more power to prevent it in 2020.
I'm going to print one of those off and just start dragging my nuts across it every day.
2020 and leading up to 2020 while you were in office. And you have less power now to do anything about it going into 2024. So tell me exactly how that narrative works. I've never heard out of Trump's mouth or anyone around Trump how they're going to stop it. Mail-in balloting, still happening. Electronic voting through Dominion, still happening.
They're not going to stop it because nothing fucking happened.
An argument now that because we have the FBI weaponized, the DOJ weaponized, the CIA completely rogue, and the White House completely corrupt, that there's an even better chance that there will be election fraud in 2024. So what do we do? What do we do to stop it? Let me go on to another point that Trump, I have the videos here, I'm just keeping myself organized. Trump keeps talking about these polls. We're up 53 to 10 in that poll, 53% to 10%. We're up in that poll, we're up in that poll, we're up in that poll. Trump himself, according to experts and pollers, had anywhere from a 1% to a 20% chance of winning the election in 2016. Why do we look at polls? And then if you go ahead and you look at the algorithm
so the polls weren't as bad as people like try to misremember them and make them. There were some bad polls, like Huffington Post had one. Rasmussen has always been bad. There were some bad polls. They weren't as bad. Like literally, they almost got the popular vote perfect.
That's used in those polls or the surveys.
Will has him on 1.5 speed, not double speed.
They're exactly the same.
Fucking keep up on double speed.
As they were in 2016. They're exactly the same as they were in 2020. So what are we doing here? Why are we talking about polls? Why are we talking about 2024 as if it's a thing? You know, I've never once since 2020 have used a...
So this was what Phil said. He shared this clip of Trump.
They're not indicting me. They're indicting you. I just happen to be standing in their way. That's all it is. But what you're witnessing...
What was that? Everybody makes fun of Joe Biden's speech. Donald Trump is not much younger than Joe Biden. Listen.
Thank you. But what you're witnessing... What you're witnessing, Thank you. What you're witnessing is a continuation of the...
They're both too fucking old to be in office. They're both way too goddamn old to be in office. But I had the best health. I took the test, and it says, which one of these is a rhinoceros? Did they tell you like something like elephant, jump rope, a colored person, and hopscotch? And I remembered them all. Elephant, colored person, hopscotch. And perfect. They've never seen a score like mine. Never. And he wouldn't even take the colored person test.
Single greatest witch hunt of all time. This is prosecutorial misconduct, and its primary purpose is to steal another election. They're all...
He really gets hung up on that colored person.
Take away our election of 2024. They rigged the presidential...
They showed me a picture of a black, and everybody knows how much I love the blacks. It was easy to remember. Like a steel trap up here.
Election of 2020. We're not going to allow them to rig the presidential election of 2024.
We're not going to allow them to rig the presidential election of 2024, is what he says. Giuliani won't be by his side, I guarantee you that. He says, great. This is Phil now speaking. Great, love the rhetoric. But how? Tell us how you want to allow them to rig the election. How is what has us worried. Not the fact that you're aware of the 2020 rigging. We already know that. Phil has completely conceded everything. If he's saying great, you're going to run in 2024, great, you're going to win. Phil, you said he's still the president. You said the Supreme Court made him the president. You said it was the Brunson case, but it actually happens 2 years ago. And he's still... So there is no great. You said there wouldn't be a 2024. Ever. What are you talking about? They showed me it colored. Oh. I can see all the colors. He can't see any colors.
Single...
Then he says, what specifically are you going to do to stop 2024 rigging? Also, what specifically are you saying to the millions of people that love you to calm their fears about the vote being stolen and let them know what their vote will count this time? Are you just hoping to outvote fraud again, Mr. President? Because if that's the plan, that's a pretty stupid fucking plan. You'll get smoked. Smoked. You will lose by more in 2024 than you did in 2020. And guess what else, Mr. President? After you lose 2024 due to fraud, you will end up in prison. That's right, actual prison behind bars. No one is going to be able to stop it. And guess what else? So will I. So will many of us. Tell us how you intend to stop the fraud. Please don't. At least Phil's finally admitting he's going to prison. Tell us how you intend to stop the fraud. Please don't tell us you will try to outvote the fraud, because you won't. So Phil has conceded everything now. I don't even know what he stands for. I don't even know what his followers fucking believe anymore. Because this whole goddamn time, he has set them up that Joe Biden is not the real president and Donald Trump will be back any day now. Now he's saying, oh, well, I hope he gets elected in 2024. He might not.
Polls, so I have some of them with me. I just happen to have it. Just happened. In the most recent, very respected Rasmussen poll, we're leading DeSantis.
Rasmussen is always horrible leaning right.
Sanctimonious by 44 points. 44 points, that's all right. We're leading them by 44 points, 57 to 13. Mike Pence.
Then he shares this gem. Tell me what's wrong with this. I'm going to show you the picture. Survey finds Hillary Clinton has more than 99% chance of winning election over Donald Trump. Read the title. Okay, survey finds that Hillary Clinton has more than 99% chance of winning election over Donald Trump. And then I'm going to read you the post. Polls again. Trump wants to talk about polling. Rasmussen and other surveys polls and Hillary Clinton beating Trump by the odds of 99 to 1. I looked into the algorithm that Rasmussen used in 2020 versus what they use now. It has not changed. Why are we talking about polls? Phil doesn't know how to look into an there is no algorithm, first of all. But second of all, do you see anything wrong with Phil screaming about polls and this headline here? It's not a poll. It's not a poll. It's a survey. It's not an exit poll. It's a survey. And you can survey whoever the fuck you want. They might have surveyed 100 fucking Clinton supporters. It's a survey. Kelly says, a bit confused. Is Phil saying he and many of us will end up in prison if 2024 comes out and Trump loses again? Not sure what's confusing about that, Kelly. Our current DOJ has already been weaponized. The FBI, CIA, and other secret agencies have been as well. There is no one to protect us from exactly what Trump is going through right now. Please, God, please arrest Phil and all of his fucking retarded followers. Last time I checked, Trump faces 490 years. That's not true. We know that what the sentencing guidelines are. They took up the maximum number of years that Trump could possibly be sentenced to on each charge and added them together to make it sound like it's crazy. If convicted on all counts, can you fight the federal government if you were facing 490 years in prison? Sure. You can get that. You can get the years to 5, 10, 20 or something similar. But can you avoid prison if you're targeted as a domestic terrorist? No, you cannot. Guys, look, it's 2023 or bust. There is no fucking election in 2024. Now, he's already changed his tune on that a couple times. Trump will lose, period. He will lose. And if he loses, it's the end of our life. Why would you say Trump will lose, period, he will lose? And then lead it off by, if he loses, it's the end of our life as we know it. He's leaving himself an out. He's leaving himself an out. These are facts that, and cannot be disputed without substantial proof as to how the election system was fixed and the fraud was weeded out. I see zero proof of that right now. There have been 2.5 years. What has been done? There's been 3 years almost. Nothing, because you lied to them the whole time. Phil gets just as frustrated with their planned timeline and goalposts moving as much as we do. Phil claims he is the plan. Phil claims he made the post. Phil claims he's basically fucking Q. He's in charge of Mike Flynn, remember? Facts, he says. So the plan has failed. No, DB, just tune into my live tonight. Someone says, at Phil Godlewski, quite frankly, we all know and understand the importance of gold and silver and have invested what we can. But you have to be realistic. A lot of us are trying to figure out if we're going to pay a utility bill or fill up our tank with gas to get to work or buy macaroni and hot dogs at Dollar General. The last thing we want to see or hear is Gold Quiz or a Robert K video. We can't afford it at this point. We are on fumes. Please get our pulse respectfully. I totally get that, my friend, but also understand that not every one of my followers is in that same situation. Some can't afford to send me more money. And I also have to speak to those that I can indeed help in this area. For others that cannot, there will be other benefits, action items that you currently are unaware of. Sit tight. I'm going live tonight at 8 p.m. instead of 9. Sorry, I just need to. Can't take it anymore, lol. And then we get to this live. If you like the new country song, he shares that stupid shit. He shares Q streaming. He shares Q streaming again. He shares his group chat open temporarily. What a phenomenal live. Awesome, Phil. Purely awesome. This is probably Phil. He shares the streaming again for Matt's Goblin Face. Then he says, Phil, we got more intel tonight than we have ever received in a long time. You need to cover the main stories in the news and give us the behind-the-scenes information like you did tonight. Sometimes you forget that the tidbits in your brain are processed to us. Thanks. It's not acknowledged, Barbara. Thank you. He shares gold quiz, and then says, thank me later. Again, it's just a big cash grab while he's basically backpedaling on everything. I do have one post I want to read to you. Hold on. This was actually posted in Phil's group. This is from someone named Robin Kennedy. I don't know if anybody would happen to know her, but if you do, you might want to reach out to her. She doesn't sound like she's doing very well. Here we go. I'm sure there are many of us in this group that are in the same situation as my husband and I. I'm so sick of hearing about gold and silver. We absolutely cannot afford to buy any. We have zero savings and not enough in any 401k to do a thing with. We have to use every single penny of our income just to survive. I have not been paying as much attention to all of Phil's lives because I feel that people like us are starting to be left in the dust. How are we going to survive all of this? So I cannot stand to constantly read about Gold Cove, Phil Silver, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I can't believe that Phil could even read this and keep doing what he's fucking doing. And all of the fancy homes and cars, et cetera. When losing our tiny home is a very real possibility now. I've held on and had faith for years, but financially we cannot take another hit. At this point, I'm just about ready to delete Telegram and forget about it. False hope is really all it is. I cannot watch the latest live. It's just too much, and I don't feel encouraged by any of it. Just let down while all the criminals go free and we continue to just barely survive. I've been an ardent supporter of Phil's and of this movement for years as my situation has continued to sink further and further. I've defended all of it to many people. I do not have any contact with my extended family because of this. At this point, I feel all I feel has happened for myself and my husband is alienation from our extended family and our adult kids and our grandkids and financial ruin. And all I hear is hold on a little longer, buy silver, blah, blah, blah. Well, I can't listen to it anymore. I love President Trump and want him back just as much as anyone else, but I fear it's not going to happen. I'm sick of this never-ending bad movie, and I'm ready to shut it off and really don't care how it ends. So if anybody knows Robin Kennedy, might be a good time to reach out to her. She doesn't sound very happy. Or hell, shoot her a message on Telegram. I don't know. I hate seeing people. I don't understand how Phil can keep doing this. I mean, obviously, it's all about his money. And he justifies it in his head by saying, you know, I was broke. I can provide more for my kids and my wife and my ex-wife. He justifies it, but at what cost? Yeah, your kids will be rich for the rest of their fucking lives if you don't lose it all to the IRS or some shit. But at what? I mean, at what cost? At what fucking cost? I know he can't. Someone says I'm convinced he's a sociopath. I know his emotions aren't genuine. You can see when he tries to act happy or when he tries to laugh or act sad or fake cries. None of that's genuine. So whatever type of people can't exhibit genuine emotion, he's one of those.
Sentence, a single JPEG, anything regarding 2024, unless I talked about it in the sense that I'm talking about it now. Excuse me. I refuse to believe that 2024 will have a presidential election. Refuse. But yet we have Donald Trump talking about running for president in 2024 as if that's the next big thing. I just want it to make sense. Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense that he's talking about now?
I'm honestly ready for Phil to buy me out, so I don't have to cover this shit anymore. It's depressing seeing him just milk his fucking followers dry. And like, some of them are assholes, and I want to fucking cuss them out, and I would probably choke them out if I ever saw them in real life in a video game. But some of them are just like, the first time they post is like, hey, I've been following for 3 years, and I'm out of money, I'm out of options, we're losing our home, I don't know what to do. And then those people get banned, you never see them anymore.
Now that I prefaced it the way that I did, does it make sense that he's talking about 2024 as if he's going to win? And not only that, but the election fraud is fixed. Why is he speaking of it that way? Let me tell you why.
Because it never happened. He hyped it up. It didn't fucking happen. You don't have to believe that Joe Biden got 81 million votes. You have to believe that they activated enough people against Trump that they went out and signed people up, same-day registry, requested ballots, whatever, to vote against Trump. It's not about Biden. They could have put a puppet in Biden's place. All Biden got were the only votes that Biden got were the establishment votes. And there's quite a few of those. The rest of them were votes against Trump. They were tired of his rhetoric. They were scared about COVID, and they got those people to fucking vote. Even Giuliani is now saying the stuff that he said about suitcases under table, all that was a lie. He made all of that up. He's saying that himself.
Because you are watching a movie. Trump knows that he cannot win an election anywhere in the United States. He knows that. You are watching the current sitting commander-in-chief of the United States and the United States military, by the way, that's what that means, on stage, acting as if he's not the commander-in-chief. We have policies. We have procedures. We have flat out laws and backups to make sure that our country.
If he's the commander in chief, he's the president, Phil, and he can't run for a third term. I don't want anybody running for a third term or a fourth term or a fifth term or anything else.
Sovereignty does not get stolen by a foreign influence or a foreign government or a rogue, corrupt system. This guy that you are watching is.
Ruby Freedom didn't do shit except get harassed by people when they tried to make up shit that she did. They tried to ruin her fucking life.
President of the United States right now and has been since 2016 with no interruption of that. Just because you saw Joe Biden get inaugurated.
Then prove it. Prove it. Even Giuliani's coming out and saying he made it all up.
Just because you think Joe Biden is president, because the mainstream media paints it that way. That does not mean he is. I know that's hard to fathom. But all of this stuff that Trump talks about.
No one else in the world could prove it, but you know it happened. Got it.
Makes no sense. So you have to believe that Trump is an absolute idiot, or you have to believe that he is purposely putting on a show. Now, what's the purpose of the show? Yeah, wake up, people. I don't know. I really don't care. All I know is we have continuity of government because our government was about to be stolen by a rogue entity. The Cabal.
And orders.
This is a group of worldwide, power-hungry, ego-driven controllers that have ran our world for a while that just for the first time decided to destroy America and wipe America off the map so that their other countries and their other systems and their way of life becomes prosperous.
Look, I looked into it all. When this all went viral and they were showing us clips and they were showing us all this crazy stuff, and they had they didn't just show us the clips, or they didn't show us the full clips. They had a story to go along with it. They'd show you a clip and then they'd say, this is what's happening. They're doing this, 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 this. And this is what's happening in Detroit. This is what's happening in Arizona. And this is Sharpie Gate. And they explain it to you. We looked into the people that have been here over fucking 3 years now. We looked into every fucking claim. Even Steven Crowder was lying through his fucking teeth when we verified the addresses that he didn't go to. And he's like, this one's under an underpass. No, the fuck it's not. You went to the wrong fucking place. All of us started to fall for that stupid shit because they gave us a good story that we could believe with a little bit of a video. If you see the rest of the video or look into it a little bit, it all fucking falls apart, but nobody did. So now you're just repeating what you fucking heard someone else say, and you haven't looked into any of it. Logically or without your bias leading the way.
Prominent. The stuff that Trump is speaking about on these rallies only does one thing for me. It confirms what I already thought and what I've been talking to you about for the last 3 years.
If I could have found the least little bit of evidence, you don't think I'd be fucking screaming, look what happened. Look, we found it. Every time I looked into it, I could either find sources that were clearly biased, that couldn't produce evidence, or fake documents, or doctored video, or fucking tiny little clips of shit, or I found out that they were fucking lying. Found out they was fucking lying.
In these live streams. Don't fall for it. He knows that the election that he's so prominently pushing, and the polls that he's so aggressively highlighting are bullshit. He knows they both are. He's just educating you. There was a way that the continuity of government and the law of war manual all fit in to this time frame that we're currently.
The problem with most of the theories out there is you don't, it's not like you can just believe that like a rogue person did something, or maybe even a small group of rogue people. You have to believe that the rogue person did something, and then their direct supervision helped them, and the people over them fucking helped them, then independent fucking investigative teams that come in help them, then the fucking governor helped them, then the fucking mayor helped them, then every court in the whole fucking United States helped them, then the fucking all the congressmen helped them, then all the it's too deep. It's too deep. You can't get that deep before someone would have said, what? What's going on? No, bullshit. Here it is. You can't believe that everybody is in on it. It just doesn't work like that.
Currently in. Certain things had to have been done.
We looked up drivers who claimed they delivered ballots across straight lines. You guys remember the truck driver who swore up and down that he picked up a tractor and trailer load of ballots and took them to New York or some shit, or New Jersey from New York, or New York from New Jersey? That was a lie. Steven Crowder's addresses were a fucking lie. The ballots under the table were a fucking lie. Those were a buffer solution in case they ran out of ballots. They did it all night. The double counting ballots was a lie. Everything we looked into was a fucking lie. There was like two people. They shut down Arizona and Maricopa County and recounted everything, and Joe Biden ended up with more votes. I mean, a meaningless amount, but like 3 or 4. But still, it was all a fucking lie.
Done. Once a breach of our government,
Sharpie Gate lie.
A potential takeover of our government was instituted. Once the cabal went after our government and tried to seat a president through fraud, the continuity of government and
if I would have found any evidence, I'd have been jumping up and down and shouting it. Like, there just wasn't anything there. And people watch me go through that. People watch me on my own stream saying, oh, my God, this looks sketchy as fuck. To literally watch. Remember, Mike Lindell bet millions of dollars that he was going to prove it all happened through the fucking P-logs. Oh, our guy had a heart attack this morning. He's not bringing it to him. Also, someone had a pillow fight with me on the elevator, and then they ran away. Like, my audience watched me go through like, this is sketchy as fuck, to, oh, well, they didn't show us the whole video. Oh, well, they didn't mention this. They didn't mention when they were taping up cardboard boxes to cover the glass in Detroit from the counters, that people were getting their names off their name badges and looking them up and running background checks on them, getting their home phone numbers and calling home where their kids were sleeping and making death threats and reading their address to them and telling them they were going to come fucking kill them when their kids answered the phone. They didn't mention that. Why would anybody block the windows up? Maybe because you're threatening to kill their fucking kids because they have to wear name badges and you ran a background check on them, you found their address, and you're calling their home phone lines? I'd have fucking taped up a pizza box too, motherfuckers.
The powers that President Trump had once that happened were enormous. Yes, you saw him publicly walk away from the White House. So did I. You saw a fake imposter who's not Joe Biden, by the way. I don't know who that guy is, but he's not Joe Biden. I mean, you really have to.
You can't say research. There's no one on the internet that does more fucking research than I do.
Have something wrong with your mind and your eyes to think that that's Joe Biden, the Joe Biden that was vice president under Obama. Something's got to be wrong with your eyes. It's just not the same guy. So whoever this guy is, did we place him there? I don't know. Logically, yeah, that makes sense that the White Hats put him there. I don't know. But what I do know is it's not him. The second thing I know is the last 2.5 years that we've lived through of this Biden.
That's exactly. Everybody that comes in here and argue with me will tell me like, oh, you just got to research this out there. Then I'm like, where did you get your info? And they're like, the Epoch Times, Twitter, Pepe Big Balls in Your Mouth at twitter.com. I didn't know that those were your sources. I didn't know your source was a fucking picture of a goddamn frog that makes memes. I thought when you meant research, I thought you meant like a fucking reputable place, not like a Steven Crowder episode. I apologize.
Administration, right? Because it's neither of those things. But the last 2 years, there has been a massive covert operation going on behind the scenes that we only know about because of people like me. And it's not just me. There's others, of course.
Have you never watched Scott McKay? Oh, I apologize. I apologize. My bad. I thought, what about Donald Trump Jr.? Okay.
But don't tell me that.
They don't have to be, the person doesn't have to be credible. The research stands on its own. A legitimate research paper, you can see how it was gathered, how many people they fucking interviewed, what steps they went through. You can read their entire fucking process, how they investigated this. They're independently verified, and there's third-party members there. I don't give a damn if you trust the head that gave it to you. There's information that you can look the fuck up. They shut down Maricopa County and did this, and not a single fucking extra vote or more votes for Donald Trump. I think Trump got like 2 and Joe Biden got like 4. We need somebody else to go out there and fucking count them. We need more P-logs that disappear.
What Trump says during a rally is
P-logs.
How it actually is.
We need Giuliani to tell us and then have to retract it in court because he's going to lose his fucking ass.
I don't care if he's saying it or not. He's saying what he has to say. And truthfully, When I look at Trump's face during these rallies, and you guys are going to have to do a little bit of, your own.
The only thing that this has done, the only fucking thing that this has done is cost tons of money, make Donald Trump wealthier, and cause most Americans to distrust the system to a point to where I talk to people every day saying they'll never vote again. And none of those people that are never vote again are on the left. Not a single fucking person. They're all on the fucking right. There's not a single fucking person that voted blue that is running around saying, I'll never vote again. They stole it. They fucked me. So all you did was remove, 10, 20% of the voter base on the right? He's made the entire party weaker and dumber, I would argue, but at least weaker.
Due diligence on this. But when I look at Trump's face, when he's saying these things, it's a dead giveaway that he doesn't even believe what he's saying. His body language, his facial expressions, the way he turns his body, his eyes, his position of his mouth. Go back and look to things that Trump was saying that you knew were honest back during his administration. Compare those statements in those same mannerisms that I just mentioned. Compare that to the rally that you just saw tonight when he talks about 24 and he talks about those same other crap that we know is crap. Tell me you don't see a difference between the truth-telling Trump and the guy that you see at the rallies now, not Trump.
Bill's right now he's telling his followers that there's no way that Trump can win. I don't give a damn if he comes back 6 months from now and says, well, you might as well vote. Who the fuck goes to, if you honestly believe what's coming out of his mouth, that it's all rigged and there's no fucking point, maybe a half or a quarter of those people will actually vote. The rest of them are going to say, well, he told us it was fake. Well, he told us it was rigged. Well, he told us. Trump hurt himself by telling people not to mail in vote. How many people thought, oh, Trump told me mail-in voting's rigged, so I shouldn't mail-in vote. So I'm going to go the day the polls are open, and then something popped up, an emergency, a family emergency or a medical emergency, or their car broke down, or they forgot, or they had to work over, or they didn't make it to the polls. And they've always mailed-in voted, and those votes didn't count now.
Big difference. He is clearly, and I don't want to say he's lying, but he's clearly playing a role. It's a role. Listen, I've been trained like you would not believe in body language. You could come up to me, and if you have poor body language or if you just don't know,
Bill's a body language expert.
Or if you just don't know what your body language does.
He specializes in minors' bodies, anybody with the 14, 15-year-old age range. But he can also tell, 80-year-old men what their body language is.
When you tell a lie that you're trying to convey to the person that you're speaking to, you cannot get that past me. You simply can't. There's no way. There's no way that I would ever fall for a lie if your body language is poor. You would have to specifically know to not do a certain thing with your facial expression or the way that you move your body or your eyes or your nose, by the way, that's a big one. Sometimes your ears or your mouth.
Bill just said that some of the big clues about lying is the way you move your nose and your ears. Yeah, look. Whether you're right or left, Republican or Democrat, you should want the largest number of people, whether you want to call them legal or you should want the largest amount of civilians, of Americans voting, right? Citizens voting. You should want the largest amount of citizens voting. The problem is, the only way Republicans can win the last few years is to try to get less people to vote, to try to not count these votes or fight those votes or these mail-in ballots. You should want the maximum. You should want everybody to fucking vote. If they're 18, you should want everybody to exercise their right to vote. Same as their right to free speech, same as their right to bear arms, whatever right you want to believe in. Everybody should be voting. The Republicans' game plan, though, the only way they can win is to disqualify people from voting.
Sometimes people that I met for the first time come up to me and try to strike a conversation, and then they immediately lie. And I'm like, oh, man, this guy's a Yahoo. I
always flare my ear holes when I'm lying. That's why I got to wear the headphones. It's not my eyes. The glasses throw people off. They're like, oh, my God, his glasses, he's lying. It's actually my ear holes. I flare them open, and they get purple. I send all the blood flow from my penis straight to my ears. Straight to my ears. And then that's where it works from. I don't know why you're saying, yeah, I don't know.
So I'm not going to call them out. I'll give them, I'll give them the ability to skedaddle, get out of here. I'll be nice. I'll be politically correct. But Trump, in those videos that I saw just tonight from the Erie rally, it's just a game. It's just a show. It's just a narrative.
If you just watch normal fucking left-wing people, a lot of them are not even fans of Joe Biden. They were voting the lesser of two evils as well in their mind. They thought that Trump was the greatest of the evils, and they voted the other fucking way. That a lot of them would have preferred a different candidate, a better candidate, but it didn't matter. They solidified behind anybody that wasn't Trump.
What it almost seems like he's doing to me, not just him, but the whole, anybody that's telling him to say these things, whoever it is, our military, the generals that are advising him in the military, it's almost like they're doing what the mainstream media does. Lie.
The only people that support Biden are like establishment Democrats. Destiny calls himself establishment Democrat. He supports him. But most of the other streamers on here don't think he's nearly far enough left. Whether you agree with that or not, it doesn't matter. But, I mean, they voted for the lesser of two evils in their mind. The same way that a lot of other people voted for the lesser of two evils in their mind and voted for Trump.
Push a narrative, right? Isn't that what the mainstream media does? So now we're doing it back to them. Because the black hats know what's happening behind the scenes covertly in this operation that we're currently in. We're just doing it back.
And that's how you win, yeller nuts. The way you win is some people are always going to vote red no matter what. Some people are always going to vote blue no matter what. The way you win is the swing vote, the independent vote. You've already got your sides, and usually the blue only blue side is bigger than the only red. So the red has to win more of the independents than the blue does. That's the only way to read it. And his rhetoric and his actions and people just getting tired of him and the fucking shit going on with documents and everything else has driven the middle away from Trump.
Back to them. We're giving them a dose of their own medicine. And by the way, I want you guys to look at something else. Look at the timeline of the Trump indictment, the Hunter Biden saga, the call for impeachment to Joe Biden, the call for impeachment to Merrick Garland. Look at all these things. It's almost as if it's a tit for tat. We do this, so they do that. They do that, so we do this, and vice versa, back and forth for the last probably about a year now. You are literally seeing the chess moves on the board. You are seeing this play out right before your eyes. Every move is countered with a different move. But again, as we talked about in my last live, the game has an end. Just like chess, the game could still be going on, but a winner has already been determined. And we get to watch it. I know it sucks. I know it sucks. But guess what? There is going to be a reward for the suffrage that we went through. And I promise you all that when that reward comes, you will say that everything we lived through in the last 2.5 years was worth it. Every one of you. I had loss. I had loss in my life too. I lost my wife. I lost my children. I lost my grandmother. I lost my grandfather. I've lost friends that were my age or.
That's called a red herring, in case you didn't know what that was. It's called a red herring. When we're talking about election workers, then you're like, what about censoring Americans? You're changing the topic.
Younger?
You lost the other one.
Due to
so now
the
you're
vaccine,
changing the topic.
due to all of that stuff. So I have loss. But I'll tell you that what I know is coming, those losses were for the betterment of the future.
Oh, okay.
They were for the betterment of all humanity.
No, he lost his marriage because of this, guys. He lost his marriage for supporting Trump. I wonder if they'll bring this up in court because he says he lost his marriage because of the Scranton Times.
Children, I lost. When it comes, you will say that everything we lived through in the last 2.5 years was worth it. Every one of you. I had loss. I had loss in my life too. I lost my wife.
It's also sort of an ad populum, which is where you would say like, this is about free speech and Americans not being censored on the internet. And if you believe in those things, then you have to believe this thing. Got an ad populum.
My children. I lost my grandmother. I lost my grandfather. I've lost friends.
His grandpa died. That was part of this.
That were my
Grandma
age
died.
or younger, due to COVID, due to the vaccine, due to all of that stuff. So I have loss.
COVID's not real, remember?
But I'll tell you that
You can't lose anybody to COVID. COVID's not real.
what I know is coming, those losses were for the betterment of the future.
That's right, one dog.
They were for the betterment of all humanity.
That's not true. I mean, you have to believe a bunch of fucking bullshit to believe that. Like, all that's happened is some people wanted Trump to win and Biden ended up winning. But if you're like, oh, those people who died, people who lost their life because they got sick, that's for the better of humanity. What?
And it's never okay to say, well, I lost a family member, so it's worth it. Not saying in that
That's what you just
avenue.
said.
What I am saying, though, is the jubilee, the future that we're in for. When you look back, you will see that everything we went through was worth it.
Lost his hairline. That's
Keep that in mind. All right. I promised a Q&A tonight.
Okay, here we go. Q&A.
I will give.
Let's get it going.
10 or so questions from locals, and then we'll shoot over to Rumble. Just give you guys a timeline. Here we go. Will mortgage companies crash too? It's always hard to predict who's going to crash and not crash. Let me give you some facts, though. You are living in a year, 2023, of the worst banking crisis to ever exist. It wasn't the 2008, 2009, financial collapse. It's now. You had three major banks.
Hundreds and hundreds of banks collapsed during 2008, 2009.
Banks fail earlier this year. You had another one fail today. That's number 4, and it only adds to the...
It was a local bank, like a Kansas something bank.
Cluster, you know what. So mortgage companies that are heavily tied to certain banks like that, certain banks that have mortgage companies, they will suffer as well. It's another reason why to get the heck out of the bank right now, get whatever you have into... And by the way, if you have a 401k or an IRA, that's kind of in a bank. Like somebody holds it somewhere. Get into...
It's not, a 401k and IRA is not in a bank.
Precious metals. Goldquiz.com is your best way to go. I have no faith whatsoever in the banking system based on what happened earlier this year and where BRICS is going that we talked about earlier tonight. I think that the new currency that's coming in with BRICS, backed by precious metals, everybody is going to rush into precious metals. And when that happens, and there's none left.
There you go. Buy more metal. Buy more metal. Buy through Phil.
The Obama chef was, from what I hear, from the intel that I gather, not from my main source, but somebody just asked about the Obama chef. The Obama chef was murdered. And details of that will follow. And I don't want to be the first to report them for reasons that I have. But keep your eye on that situation.
He hasn't made up his story yet.
And it's also not an accident where they found the
Is
body.
one earring bigger than the other one? Or is one earlobe bigger than the other one? One earring looks gigantic. The other one looks minuscule. Like, what's going on?
Body, obviously.
That's right. Millions of people watching, but he answers questions for the same people over and over.
Russell J. Gold, legit or lunatic? I wouldn't go as far to say as he's a lunatic. I think he actually, well, by definition, I think he actually believes the things that he says, but I have no belief whatsoever in anything that Russell J. Gold has said. None. And not because it's just my opinion. Nothing that he has said.
Didn't he share some Russell J. Gould like back in the day when he first started?
What's happening in front of our eyes or behind the scenes? They're both, his whole thing is just completely off. So no, I'm saying no.
If you're just using the common language of lunatic, it would just be someone who's mentally ill, right? There's probably a technical use, which would be like someone who's clinically insane, I guess. I don't know what the technical use is. Lunatic.
I don't think he's a
and if it's even still used anymore, you'd have to go to the DSM or whatever.
lunatic. Maybe he is, but I know that he's not telling the truth. Are the vaults through 7K metals and Gold Coast safe from government takeover? Let me tell you about vaults. If you have a private vault,
one earring, like you can see his lobe all the way around it, right? It looks almost like a stud, and the other one is like bigger than his earlobe. It's a big square looking diamond thing.
They are safe from government takeover. If your bank goes insolvent and you have something in their vault, they are not. That is not a private vault. The vaults at the companies that you mentioned and some other companies are considered private. That is something you should always ask your
private vaults don't really matter when we're talking about confiscation. They even went to private people the last time they rounded up the gold. If that happened, he likes to tell you that the government can take your gold unless it's in my private vault over here at what Gold Co. They went to private people. You were only allowed to keep like a small, minuscule amount. They went to private vaults. They went to private they went in your house. Basically, they didn't actually show up and go through your house, but they told you in your house, if you have this much, gotta fucking have it, right? You can only keep a small amount. So you think they're gonna stop at private vaults? Are you fucking stupid?
Custodian if you are not keeping the metals in your person, in your own private safe in your house. Now, obviously, a safe in your house is private, right? Of course it is. But if you have them somewhere else other than your own,
it doesn't matter. If we're talking about confiscation, they'll take them from your house or wherever.
Safe place.
They've already done it.
You have to ask if that's private or if it's non-private. If it's non-private, it is subject to government takeover.
Yes, you should always be in bullion. The problem with 7K, they do sell bullion, and Phil likes to bring this up. Like, you can buy bullion from 7K, sure. It doesn't count to your points. It doesn't count to Phil's points. It doesn't keep you qualified to earn a paycheck. So if you're doing a stupid pyramid scheme, you have to buy the coins on autosaver. Oh, no. That's the dreaded number. Does it happen?
For reference, this is how hairy my butt is right now.
Pancakes! That is a hairy butt. Looks like it's got a beard. It looks like his asshole had a little beard there. A beautiful beard, but still a beard. Thank you very much. Anon. Oh, thank you for the donation, though, too. I saw you buy me a coffee. I told Mariah about it. I appreciate that.
That is something you all should watch right now. Because if and when, more likely when, the currency of the United States is no more, and we're no longer using the dollar, and we get onto this gold-backed security that I've been talking about, and Bixware and Robert Kiyosaki and everybody else for years, once we get onto that, there may be takeovers. It's very possible. And just read all you got to do is read your agreement with your bank or your custodian in this case, and it'll say it right in.
It doesn't matter if the government decides to confiscate it. It doesn't matter what your agreement with your bank is. The agreement would be with the fucking federal government. You don't have an agreement with the federal government saying they won't touch your money.
That they are subject to.
Just go read. They took private collections. They took it from private citizens.
Seizure in the case of insolvency. So absolutely great question. And yes, the 7K and Goldco, they are private vaults, so you have nothing to worry about in terms of taking over there. Marching.
That's the only way he can keep his people buying it, because he's talked before about when the government seized the gold in the 30s or whenever it was. He's talked before about that. So the only way that he can lie to his people and say, oh, they don't touch private vaults.
Orders. Great question. I almost forgot to bring it up again. I was going to do it right after my little Trump tirade there, but now's a good time too. Here's what I want you to do. And I'm speaking to each and every one of you. Looks like we have a little over 14 million orders.
Guess what? If you've seen this, just take a break. Guess what the marching orders are? I know I've already said it once in this stream, but most people don't listen to anything I say anyways. Guess what your marching orders are? What are the marching orders? Just guess. You never can tell with Phil, though. Marching orders times. What are the marching orders?
I got a small dick, but wait till it get hard. She gonna be like, damn, shit, my God.
Doing this before my phone dies, not all. Thank you very much for the buy more Ovaltine. For the buy me a coffee. I appreciate it. Share his video. Your marching order. When the other night, when he's like, marching orders, yep, you're going to get some of those. And he posted, marching orders coming soon. So everybody knows what to do. The marching orders are to share his lives. Share his live streams. Share his video. That's his marching orders.
Overall counter tonight that'll increase over the days. However, I want each of you to share this live stream.
That's the marching orders. We're activating the Phil army of blue-haired, denture cream smelling, butterscotch in the bottom of the post toting geriatrics. Share your live. He says something like there's, I don't know, 14 million watching, and then by the time everybody shares it here in a second, he says there's like 19 million or some shit. He's just fucking stupid. He's just fucking stupid.
To all of your social media accounts. There's a reason for this, which I'm not going to talk about tonight. Has nothing to do.
Yeah, Phil needs more views. That's the reason. Share this to all your social media accounts. There's a reason. Not because I want views. It's something else I can't tell you. Everybody in my live stream should send me $5. Not because I want the money. There's a different reason, and I'll tell you later. Okay? But I need all 200 plus 170. I need all almost 400 of you to send me $5 right now. Not because I want the money. It's a different reason, and I will tell you later. I promise.
Me getting more followers, I'm sure that'll happen. Or maybe I'll get more haters too. I'm sure that'll happen. But I want you to share this live stream on each of your social media accounts. If that's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Truth Social, wherever, I want you to share it. I want the post to be public so all of your fans see it. Not fans, but all of your followers and your friends see it. I want you to post it in groups that you belong to, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, or otherwise. Put it in those groups. There's a reason I'm asking you to do this. And the reason will become clear as we proceed in the next short period of time. So please do that. Those are your marching orders.
In the next short period of time. By the way, if he wanted you to share this live, why did he say in his last live that you were getting marching orders then? What was that? What were those marching orders going to be? I wonder. Share the next live? Share the next live as your marching orders.
It's very easy to share a link. Don't share the locals one because the live on locals will be private. I would share the Rumble one. The Rumble one is the best link to share when you compare it to DLive anyway. And I'm running
better than locals too
with these this sharing. And being that I have millions of people that are watching me, I assume that, I don't know, maybe 25% will listen to me and they will share. That's still millions of shares. We're doing something. I've been ordered to do this. Well, no one orders me to do anything, but
he's been ordered to do this. Well, no one orders me to do anything. I'm at the top of the food chain. But I've been asked politely to do this.
I've been asked to do this, and there's a reason. So let's do that. Those are your marching orders. Let's head over to Rumble, take some questions from there now. This is from Eve, 1991. Hi Phil, does an event need to occur for an EBS to be initiated, or have they scheduled the EBS yet, and does Biden need to be removed? In parentheses, how will that happen? And Trump back before EBS happens. There does not need to be an event anymore. There did lead up to the attempt last week or a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
But anymore, there's no. It's literally whenever they want to flip the switch. I have everything in.
Who's counting? Literally every platform's counting, but Phil just makes up numbers anyways. You will never, ever, 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 and this is Phil's own lie. You will never, ever see another streamer say, I know you guys only see 100,000 people watching. There's actually 16 million. I'm the only one that can see the real numbers. Even Rumble on Twitter replied to me and said he's a fucking liar. Whether you have an account or not, you're counted on that screen grab, and they use a 5-minute holdover. That's why their numbers seem to be a little bit higher than other places.
They have put the white hats have everything in order for
the mouth noises properly. Are the best part.
There's nothing that stands in the way for them to just say, "Let's do it. Let's go." Now, I can't tell you.
I didn't show you these. I meant to earlier, but I had to show this. I had to show this bread pussy. That's the reason I couldn't show you what I was going to show you earlier. I had to show the bread pussy first. But while we got some time here, since Phil's really saying nothing, here's a couple of the cars that were totaled. There's one. That one's fucked. That one's pretty bad fucked. They finally got the tree off of it, and like the roof line, A pillar, the door is fucked. This one's fucked. Now this truck is not in great shape, right? But I might if this was my truck, I would have insurance total it and probably try to buy it back. I bought a couple vehicles back and got them going again. The truck's not as in bad a shape, but clearly you could tell exactly. It doesn't seem to have damage to the roof or to the A pillars here. It's definitely going to need a front clip, and hopefully the engine is still running and shit, which I'm pretty sure they drove it up on a rollback, and I didn't see any fluid leak out of it or on the ground, so probably running. But you'd probably have to get a front clip and a harness. But I would probably buy this back, even if they totaled it, because you might get it cheap as fuck and have a good running truck. And sometimes you can make money on that deal, depending on how much insurance pays you for it.
What they're waiting for. I don't know
and how much
what determines when they make the next move. As of today, anyway, I may find that out as we go forward. But as of today, I don't know what they're waiting for. Does Trump have to be back before the EBS? No. Does Biden have to be removed from office or otherwise no longer in office before the EBS? No. Neither of those things have to be realized. I did not slip. Watch it, you. All right, next question. This is from Jim Ababa. Jamabapa. I don't know. You can say it probably 4 different ways. It's funny. Hi, Phil. I'm 70 years old and pray every day. I live long enough to see the end of the shit show and live in the future you described. Can you give any hint as to the final event still necessary? I wish I could, Jim. I really don't know the final event. I'm sure I'm going to be informed of it, like I just said in the last question, at some point in the near future, but right now I don't know. I don't know. Information is so need to know right now.
I don't know, Susan. So the question is, have he and Carrie been seen together since they got back from the honeymoon? Yes. Since the dick pics come out, I'm not sure. She made a couple of posts about his birthday and how strong their love was, blah, 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 which could have been Phil posting there. But actually been seen together, I'm not sure. I haven't been on their Facebooks in a while or the Instagrams. I have to log into backup accounts. I've just been busy, but maybe not. I don't know.
If you guys need to know something, they'll tell me, and I'll relay that something to you in the manner in which, in the brackets in which they give it to me, so I can.
Imagine literally the most covert secret operation ever in the history of the world. We're circumventing an actual sitting president that's not real, that's dead, that's been tried to Gitmo, and all of these deep state operatives have been rounded up and sentenced, and there's this huge cover-up about the election, and this guy's still commander-in-chief, and that guy's not even real, and he's not even really in the White House, and this guy's really in charge, and all the generals, and there was infighting in the military, and they can see the future, and looking glass, and tunnel babies, and all that. But one of the top operatives in that mission is like, hey, your social media followers need to know this, okay?
Relay it to you. But as of right now, I don't know what that event is. If you're healthy at 70, life is never promised. So I don't know how long you'll live, like you said, but I will.
Oh, someone said they were in Hawaii together with their parents.
That, there will be enough time left for you to witness everything that's going to happen next. This is from Lisa Fox, regular contributor and Rumble ranter. Hi Phil, double hi Phil, cool. The go back currency video you told us to watch had a timestamp of 6:28, which mentions Snowden, the clock is ticking. Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, the fake teeth.
Lisa
yeah,
is.
Snowden.
I said this in previous shows. Lisa
is. He's Snowden.
Turning into, if not already well past the turning into point. Very clever and on. Her question here was actually, are we on a countdown to the EBS? I can tell you that we are certainly on a countdown to the EBS. That is 100% accurate, but I'm unaware of what the countdown is. I don't know how much time or minutes are in the countdowns, or seconds or days or whatever. I'm not sure. I know when the countdown started, and that was what I reported last live. Their final move was played. So
again, his followers make a lot of his bullshit theories. Like they post something like this. He's like, I know. Yep, that's right. Yep, that was me. I knew that was coming. Oh, the ball game score was 21-19, and the Titanic sunk in 1921. Yeah, I know. I made that up. Okay.
Now we're in this freely flowing zone that it could be whenever, and this we just don't know. But are we on a countdown? Yes. What the countdown is, I don't know at this time. I hope I will soon. This is from 98C. Just to clarify, I moved all of my 401k to silver and some gold. I have it stored in a facility in Dallas, and I have it in a segregated storage bin. What if the holding company goes bankrupt? Won't matter. As long as it's a private vault, as long as your custodian, your segregated storage bin, as long as it's private, it needs to be private. The classification of that storage bin needs to be private, or whatever you're referencing. I don't know if it's an actual storage bin, but you need to get details on that facility in Dallas and make sure that in the case of insolvency, you are still entitled to your precious metals. They have to tell you that. They will tell you that. So just clarify that with them. If they go bankrupt, as long as it's private, you will be okay. This is also from 98C. Pfizer stock price, January 1st, 2024, over or under $5 because of crimes against humanity. I hate giving stock prices for a couple reasons. So I'm not going to do an over or under on your $5 estimate. But I can tell you this, that
by the way, Phil made this big point about, I just looked this back up. Phil made this gigantic point about the Logitech controller and him showing Titanic and him holding it beside a PlayStation 5 controller and saying, how did I know? How did I know it's going to be a PlayStation controller? How did I know? How did I know? How did I know? How did I know? And I thought most people knew this, but you guys know it wasn't a PlayStation controller, right? It was an off-brand, but it wasn't even an off-brand PlayStation controller. It actually works through Bluetooth and wireless, and it's for a PC. You can use it on Xbox, but it's for Windows. There's actually a workaround to use on Xbox, but he showed specifically a PlayStation controller, and then he says, how did I know? How did I know? How did I know it's a PlayStation controller? How did I know? How would I have known this? He's made a bunch of videos on it, but it's not it won't work on PlayStation. It actually comes with a dongle, which is why you need a workaround to get it to work on Xbox. Like a USB dongle. It's for PC. It's a PC controller. But yeah, he made a big point about specifically saying PlayStation and him saying that it was a PlayStation controller and he knew all this, but that's not even true. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but Phil made it a big deal that it was a PlayStation controller that he showed, and they used a PlayStation controller, and that's not true. He showed a PlayStation controller. They used a gamepad controller for a computer. It's a Logitech F710, and it works on PC.
Plant, I think it was in South Carolina or North Carolina. That was
or really you could program it to work with a lot of stuff, but it would take like PC and probably like a Chromebook and a robotics. That's how they were doing it, right? It was just a Windows based something they were using. But he made the point, and if he's going to make the point and he's wrong, we've got to point out the point.
Recently destroyed. It should give you the answer to your question. I think it was destroyed by a hurricane or a tornado or something, massive fire or something like that. That whole story is the answer to your over-under. I think it was destroyed on your $5. They tell you that. They will tell you that. So just clarify that with them. If they go bankrupt, as long as it's private, you will be okay. This is also from 98C. Pfizer stock.
Because he's a child. The reason he wears all the jerseys is because he's a fucking child. And I'm sure he couldn't afford this stuff when he's young, so he's buying it all now. But he tells his followers it's sometimes anything he ever wears, like this hat, it's always a com, shirt's always, everything's always a com if he's wearing it.
You will be okay.
But it's really just an excuse for him to dress like a fat kid in middle school.
This is also from 98C. Pfizer stock price January 1st, 2024, over or under $5 because of crimes against humanity. I hate giving stock prices for a couple reasons. So I'm not going to do an over or under on your $5 estimate. But I can tell you this, that the Pfizer plant, I think it was in South Carolina or North Carolina, that was recently destroyed, should give you the answer to your question. I think it was destroyed by a hurricane or a tornado or something, massive fire or something like that.
It was either a hurricane or a tornado or a massive fucking fire. You got it. Well, I mean, a natural disaster or maybe a man-made disaster of some sort. What?
Story is the answer to your over-under. This is from Wood in Buffalo. Who was the major suicide? Keep your eyes peeled on that one. And again, I said this when I announced that suicide live, that it's not going to present itself as a suicide. It'll just present itself as a death. By the way, I see the numbers have ticked up unbelievably. So what I think happened here is I have new viewers watching me now because of my request a few minutes ago to share the link to this. What you're watching right now is a political program, an entertainment program, which I take live questions from my audience.
Yeah, you can post it or whatever.
And watching what I believe is a fraudulent government.
I don't know
for the last
if it'll
3 years,
post
along
here,
with
but
most
you
of my
could try.
followers. I have an audience of, on any given night when I do go live, 15 to 20 million people that watch me. I was a private citizen when the election fraud happened. I had a little bit of a background before that. If you're here and you think something funny is happening in our government right now, and you think there's something funny happening in the Biden administration, and you think that Trump was robbed and or stolen from a rightfully earned election win in 2020, you're in the right place. I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button and start watching more of our videos. You will see some people in the chat that try to
Here's the link in chat.
That. They are called liberals and Democrats. I call them trolls. But if you're a Democrat and you're thinking something's wrong with your party, you're right. There is. You're in the right place.
Okay.
So the more you're watching me, and I have some older videos on Rumble dating back years.
The Democrats are watching Phil now.
If you see a certain topic, if it interests you, go right ahead and watch it. I welcome new audience. I have
the Democrats
even earlier in this video. What you're watching right now, if you just tuned in, is a live video. This is actually me sitting here doing this video as we speak. It is on the East Coast, 9:12 p.m. On July 29th, Saturday, July 29th. So welcome to everybody.
Oh, by the way, it was a tornado. They hit the Pfizer plant. Yeah, and it's actually really bad because we've already got like a huge drug shortage, not just on like vaccines and shit, but like all the drugs that Pfizer makes, like antibiotics, everything's in a shortage right now.
If you want to watch this video in its entirety, you can do that.
He takes rubber bands and puts it around it, I think, until his temples bleed. And then he knows it's good to go.
When the video is over, it will upload to my channel on Rumble. Just so you guys know, Rumble is kind of like YouTube, except it's not censored like YouTube is. Everything you watch on YouTube is censored. They will remove videos. They will censor videos. They will take certain parts out of videos. They will not allow you to do.
Phil loves YouTube. and he was pissed off when he lost YouTube. It's not that he prefers Rumble. YouTube has the audience. So Phil loved his YouTube. He even tried to claim that when he said he kept all of his videos in a safe in his house, he really meant that his YouTube had a program called The Safe where he stored all his videos because he loved that platform so much. But now that he's banned from it, he's like, oh, this is much better.
Do free speech on that platform.
Yeah, it was a tornado, which is not great because the drug supply is already kind of fucked. So we'll see what happens. I think they made like 200 medications there. It's in Rocky Mount. Actually, it was on an area that we ran by with a train. We used to deliver supplies and stuff there, like raw materials for the Pfizer plant.
Rumble is the exact opposite of that. Rumble is a free speaking program, free speaking platform, I should say, that will allow you
a free speaking platform. Got it.
Out there, because right now mainstream media is our enemy, and all they do is lie. And if you think you're watching mistruth on mainstream media and you're new to my channel, you are watching mistruth. This service is completely free. You can subscribe to my shows and my videos for absolutely nothing. You have the opportunity to give money at certain times, but we don't have to worry about that now. What I'm trying to do is educate as many people as I possibly can around the world. My audience, the millions of people that watch me, are global. I have people watching right now in Europe. I have people watching in New Zealand. I have people watching in Canada. Often we have people watching all the way over in Japan, all across the United States, Mexico, South America, everywhere. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Atsuko, God damn it. Atsuko, have you been cheating on me with Phil? You're the only person awake at this time in Japan. So something's going on fishy here. First it was Eli, now it's Phil. I'm about tired of your shit, Atsuko. What, are you going to moderate for him now? You think you're going to moderate 2 shows that are going on at the exact same time and then get mad at me if I say, hey, you can't moderate 2 shows that are going on at the exact same time, and then run around and saying, hey, at least we don't tell people who they can watch and not watch. Huh? Can't wait to see who your Rising Phoenix sidekick is.
Wow, where do we start here? Let's see. Will the alien blue beam event occur? I've said this before. I don't believe in aliens, and I have reasons for that. I have reasons to think that if there are any kind of aliens, it's because it's something not from outer space, which is a much longer conversation. However, I don't think there's any sort of blue beam event that's going to occur with any sort of alien stuff. This is from Kim EA. Are you aware when the medbeds will be available to the general public? Thank you for all you do. For those that are unaware of medbeds or what a medbed is, it is technology that has been suppressed from the public for a very long time that has the ability to cure just about anything in the body.
I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm going to be taken down by a Discord group. Ah, man. What twacked it? What twacked it? Sorry.
AIDS. That's diabetes. That's heart disease. That's lost.
Why did he lead off with AIDS? Phil, you got something to tell us? I've been noticing your weight loss.
The ability to cure just about anything in the body. That's cancer. That's AIDS. That's diabetes. That's heart disease.
Seems pretty high up on the list, bro.
That's lost limbs, brain disease, brain tumors, any sort of tumors throughout the body. All sorts of cancers.
Brain tumors or any body tumors.
Vision problems. That's what a medbed does. This technology.
No more contacts, no more glasses.
Technology that the cabal, we refer to the cabal on the show as a global, our global controllers. They have risen over the last decades to the very top of government institutions.
Decades, got it.
Large corporations, pharmaceutical.
Way too white teeth. They'll actually darken your teeth some.
Companies and so forth. So the cabal has had technology that could keep us healthy, living longer lives for a very long.
I don't know if that's a real thing, but if anybody knew, it'd be you, Threadflash Quinn. Molly Cox syndrome. That would be right up your alley, literally, your lady alley.
Time, and they have not told us about it. So what has been done now is the good guys, what we call the white hats, have taken over that technology. Now the question that's in front of me now from Kim is, when will that be available? And I don't have an exact date.
Well, Meat Lane, you know what I'm talking about?
I could tell you though that it is imminent. We will have access to that technology.
She come into Discord one time. I can't remember exactly what she said, but something like, what'd you say? I'm here to do cocaine and suck dicks, and I'm all out of cocaine. So what did you say? Oh, I don't remember what it was, but it was funny.
And we will cure almost every single disease that is out there, because most of them, if not all, are manufactured and have been since the very beginning. This is from Jim Baba again. 3 soldiers found dead at a gas station are said to have been whistleblowers. Is that true? Yes, that is true. What they were going to alert the public about? Not sure. I don't have that information, but I do know that
they are whistleblowers, but they literally could have been blowing whistles for anything. They could have been blowing whistles for anything. So this is actually a sad story that came out a few days ago in North Carolina. These were Marines. They weren't soldiers. They were Marines from Camp Lejeune. And I've actually spent a lot of time at Camp Lejeune, not as a soldier. But my brother-in-law was stationed there, and I used to spend the summers there with my sister when he was out on float or deployed or whatever. And so I'm guessing they were at a gas station, and it was carbon monoxide poisoning. So basically, I don't know if they were just sitting in a gas station, it was idling, maybe they were waiting to meet somebody. So a lot of times, if it's in an open area like that, like if you're not in a garage, it's because you have some type of like beater car and you got a really bad exhaust leak. There was actually a thing that was going on with Ford Explorers like Mariah's. That there was some type of firewall, there was some type of exhaust leak and firewall leak or something like that. But yeah, 3 Marines died in a car from carbon monoxide poisoning outside of a gas station. And what happened was, I think they said they had a missing person report from one of the mothers of the soldiers called the local sheriff's department because they couldn't find their son, and apparently their son hadn't gone to work or hadn't reported back to base or something. And they ended up finding the car, and they were calling jails to see if they'd been arrested. You know, young kids get out and fucking when they first join the military, and a lot of times you're allowed to drink places where you're not even of age when you're in the military, and get wild and get arrested or something. But yeah, they found 3 Marines dead in a car from carbon monoxide poisoning. It was actually really sad. They weren't whistleblowers. They weren't even high enough rank to have a whistle to blow. You know what I mean? They weren't included in shit. So, it's a sad story, but I don't know what else to say. It was Lance Corporal. Was it 3 Lance Corporals? I can't remember. Were they all the same rank, or was one of them lower? I can't remember, but they were enlisted, didn't have a whole lot of rank.
it was a hit job by the cabal. We're going to head back to locals now, get some more questions from over there.
I'm sure Phil didn't even hear this story. He's just saying, yep, they were. Hit job. I don't know what whistle they were blowing. Imagine being able to confirm that somebody was a whistleblower, but you had no idea what they were going to fucking... Yeah, there was a whistleblower. They were going to say something about Camp Lejeune daily life.
This is from Stryker. Extraterrestrials, quote, equals extra-terrain. Critters from the lands beyond the ice wall. There is nothing from outer space. Aliens, A-L-I-E, a lie. Anyone ever realize that the first 4 letters of alien are a lie? Yeah, because it's a lie. So aliens don't come from outer space. I've done many shows in the past that...
Anybody ever noticed the first, did he say?
A lie. Oh, there's nothing from outer space. Aliens, A-L-I-E, a lie. Anyone ever realize that the first 4 letters of alien are...
The first 4 letters of aliens are a lie. A lie. Ends. And we all know what the ends are, right? It's a lie for the ends with the hard R's. That's what it is. Like Donald Trump said, they show me the pictures of the colored fellers and I could identify all of them.
A lie. Yeah, because it's a lie. So aliens don't come from outer space. I've done many shows in the past that...
I heard somebody address this new alien thing. Really interesting. So there's been dispute. Even the famous Tic Tac video has been kind of disputed. There's actually people that have done the work that it was actually that the gimbal that the camera was on from the Tic Tac video was just at its limits. That's why it spun around so fast, and it was actually much closer, and it wasn't traveling at thousands of miles an hour. Instead, it was really small and traveling at like 40 miles an hour, which could have been a lot of different things. Blah blah blah. Someone said, "What would it?" This is a guy from Skeptic Magazine, which obviously he's known to be a skeptic, and he even said like, if aliens turn out to be real, then I'll print Skeptic Magazine. The front cover will say, we were wrong, they're real. Like, all I want's the truth. And someone asked him, well, what would it take you to admit that the truth? Because we've had these people come forward and say this and say extraterrestrial, non-alien life forms, blah, 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 all this stuff. And he said the Chinese spy balloon. So when the Chinese spy balloon first come out, there were people that claimed they saw it. There were blurry images. There were people that claimed they saw this. But then the next day, we had a goddamn U-2 spy plane, and the pilot took a selfie with the motherfucker. And we could see it, and we could see its details. We could see what it was. We could see its antennas. We could see its sources. We could see its, how it moved. If you had evidence like the Chinese spy balloon, then I'll believe it's real. But as long as we just got really weird, blurry videos where people can't tell if it's 1,000 feet away or 20 feet away, and other people that are just coming forward and saying, I was on a project where we harvested alien tissue and did skin samples of it. Like, until you've got those pictures, we shot it down, we recovered it. We've got pictures of it on the beach. We've got pictures of it being recovered. We've got other examples of it. Until you can do the Chinese spy balloon thing with alien spacecraft, that's when I'll say, okay, we're good. Like, clearly something's going on.
First of all, if you are new to the channel from this influx of...
Yeah, he did say he had alien blood. That was the same live stream where he's like, sorry, you don't believe we came from monkeys. Sorry, I can't help that. I don't care what it says in the Bible. And then he backpedaled off that.
Well, it looks like 5 million so far have come in. If you're new to the channel...
Temu's not a scam. Okay, Temu, I know you're not talking to me. Temu's not a scam. It is like Alibaba or other places. And basically, it's where you can get really cheap, low-quality stuff. But a lot of stuff works good. Like, if you don't need, the best quality of this or that, it's not a scam, but you're not getting, like, the most durable product, I guess. But if you're just looking for something cheap or to use one time or something that it doesn't matter if it breaks and you could buy 10 of them for the price you could get, one that maybe lasts a little bit longer, no, it's not a scam.
You have to go watch my Flat Earth Theory stuff.
Okay.
Myself and Ewar put together a couple collabs on some stuff.
Myself and Ewar put up a couple of collabs. Didn't he just steal the Ewar Patriot stuff? Isn't that what happened? Didn't he just steal the stuff? Or was it I'm pretty sure he just stole it, right? And the Ewar guy never knew anything about it.
And Ewar is another Anon, much like myself, that is 100% anti-cabal. So what Stryker is saying is these extraterrestrials, named appropriately, not because they're terrestrials, but they're from an extra terrain. Our world being flat and circular has a ice wall around it, which we call Antarctica, or what we know of as Antarctica.
Carrie Cassie made the weirdest fucking post about she's still with Dr. Stephen Artis, who thinks there's snake piss in all the water. And that the reason they're doing it is because the world leaders are reptilian aliens, and they're getting us used to consuming their reptilian stuff, so we're used to them or some shit.
Terrain extraterrestrials are coming from. The whole outer space thing is nothing but a made-up Hollywood bullshit, just like the MSM. So, thank you for bringing that out there, Stryker. Am I still planning on doing something like medbeds myself? This is from Enoch.
Well, where do you think you got those beautiful white teeth from?
I don't know what you mean by that. I don't have any medical technology that I could roll out. I could tell you though on that topic. I spoke a little too soon there when I just said that. I do have a major medical health. I'm trying not to say too much. I do have something big coming real soon. It's not like medbeds.
It's big. It's big, and it's a pyramid. I'll tell you that. It's big and it's a pyramid. You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? I can't tell you right now, but I'll tell you later. If everybody will send me $5 right now, if everybody will go to buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer and send me 1 6-pack, everybody that's watching, all 370 of you, right now, I'll tell you next week.
But it's big. And each and every one of you are going to want to be involved with what I have to say. I need a couple more weeks to fine tune some things, but you all are going to want to be on here, and you're going to want to be on locals because my locals audience will have first dibs. Again, not for another couple weeks. I'll make an announcement.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
What happened to Mitch?
I'm trying to get in one of Phil's pyramids. If I can get up there, I just might be. If you guys see me selling some weird shit over here, it's because I'm in the pyramid, motherfucker, and I'm towards the top.
McConnell, freezing after this from Diane 4420. Mitch McConnell is a lifelong politician. Let's preface this, okay? He's a lifelong politician.
I'm pretty sure Mitch McConnell had a stroke, didn't he? Are they confirming that yet? He stops mid-sentence. I'll show you the video. Hold on. Here it is from YouTube. Oh, everybody send this person your dick pics. I think that's the thing to do now if you're a YouTuber.
After finishing the NDA.
It looks like a stroke to me, or it could, instead of a stroke, I guess it'd be a full-blown stroke. Maybe it's just some type of blockage. But it was, it looked something like that. An absent seizure, maybe.
This week has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
he just clenches hard and just kind of sits there.
and a string of
It looks bad, honestly. He should retire. Look how fucking old he is. Like, look how fucking old he is. This is 2023. If you were born before the internet existed, you need to retire from making our laws. They don't we got one bitch rolling around, Feinstein's rolling around in a goddamn wheelchair voting remotely. Why? Because she's got to meet with funeral directors all goddamn day for the last 2 years to plan her fucking funeral.
Are you good? Mitch?
Okay, Mitch. Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press?
Go ahead, John.
I'll take it. Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
So this is the, we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the IRA. And of course,
That, I mean, that looks bad. It looks like some kind of mental health, something. It looks bad, for sure.
That just realized that all of his life's work is about to be torn down, ripped to shreds, burned. He's going to be humiliated. His name, his family name, everything he's ever worked for is going up in smoke. And the better question that we should be asking is not what happened to Mitch, but what was he looking at when it happened? What did he see? Because if you notice,
let me tell you some things. Dianne Feinstein was born before ballpoint pens or instant coffee or Tupperware or credit cards or Lego bricks or Velcro or the pull tab on a soda can. Email, pocket calculators, personal computers, digital cameras, post-it notes, mobile phones, Walkmans were invented. Can you believe this? She was born in 1933. 1933. And she's still out here fucking making laws. She barely beat out Scotch tape.
He didn't take his eyes off that one area, right? What was out there? Who did he see? What did he see? That's the question we should be asking about Mitch. Not so much, why did this happen to Mitch, but more of, why did he stare? Don't tell me it was a stroke. Come on. Don't tell me that stuff. That's what the mainstream media will say. In fact, that's their lie that they want you to think.
I don't
they
think
actually want you to think it was a stroke, and they're like, no.
I don't think they've even come out with stroke. I don't think they've admitted anything. I thought maybe they had, but they haven't. No.
Fine, I'm fine. Everything's good. First of all, not everything is good in Mitch's life. Okay, he was very good friends with Joe Biden when Joe Biden was in the Senate. Secondly, what freaked him? Let's look at that. Have I seen Sound of Freedom? This one is from.
She was born like 20 years after the Titanic sank. Her parents could still remember vividly the Titanic sinking.
Alice Trinity, yes, I have seen Sound of Freedom, and leaving the movie, my first reaction was, I need to donate a lot of money to this cause. And I've actually been trying to get in touch with Tim Ballard for the last couple of weeks since I did see the movie.
Oh, he's a piece of shit.
Unsuccessfully, but I'm still trying, and there'll be an announcement if and when that donation.
Oh, Tim Ballard won't answer you? Oh, man.
Folks, I said this before, but if you have people around you that when you say, do you want to go see Sound of Freedom? And they say, oh, no, I can't, my heart, I can't even imagine one. No, you drag them to the movie.
Oh, okay.
They have to see it. I don't care if it makes them cry. I don't care if it makes their hearts feel a certain way. These are real life events. It's not a fictional story. These are kids that are being raped, tortured, addicted to drugs, put into sex slavery all around the world. You take those people to see Sound of Freedom. And if you don't have the money for tickets to go see it, and that's what's holding you up, I'll buy your tickets. I'll buy them in bulk.
If you go back before Joe Biden ran for president, before he was teamed up with Obama, everybody in Congress liked Joe Biden. Like, that's just like even like Lindsey Graham and shit were like, oh, he's a good guy, you know, but always seems to get along, doesn't mind to work with the other side, blah, blah, blah. They all changed once they're, running for president.
If I need to. You need to see the movie, and so does every single person around you. And I don't want to hear a single excuse or reason to not. It's that important. The man who calls himself, this is from Lola, 62. The man who calls himself King David and claims to be the civilian CIC, is he legit? No. It's just, no. He's not the commander-in-chief of anything. It's just, and anybody calls themselves king, to me, is skeptical. There's only one king, and that's Jesus Christ. So I don't want to hear any of this crap about King David. Get lost. Wherever at Buckley, Space Force Base. Yes. I'm a retired educator. Will state retirement benefits continue to be funded? Yes and no, not in the way that you're used to them being funded. But they will be funded. You're gonna be okay with your retirement in that sense. But you just need to make sure that the account that you have them in, 401k or IRA, if you are heavily invested in the stock market with that account, that's something that you should consider moving to precious metals, in my opinion. Back to Rumble. Got that one. Got that one. Oh, Lisa Fox again. Can we rely on your intel about the Skytel servers being seized in Germany?
Oh, the same people are asking questions. He's got 20 million people watching him, but the same people get questions through.
SCOTUS overturning the 2020 election. Absolutely. So I started the show earlier tonight by saying the most important thing that's happening right now is what's happening behind the scenes, not what's happening in the mainstream media, right? So the Skytel servers, there were, right after it happened, and this was the second week of November of 2020, there were congressmen that went on newscasts that said there was a raid in Germany.
There was one. It was Louis Gohmert, or whatever his name is. He went on and said, "Oh, about these Skytel servers in Germany." That was not true. Somebody briefed him about that. He even did a full retraction on it.
Of the Skytel servers, which housed all of the original data from Dominion. So when a vote came in, before that vote was flipped via an algorithm by Dominion, before that vote was flipped, Skytel had a server farm where it's just basically a huge warehouse with all big servers, ceiling to floor, for massive entities such as an election for the United States presidency. So you needed large servers and server farms to house these type of digital forensics, so to speak. Now, all of the data would be sent to those servers, which, by the way, that's a violation of EO 13848 to begin with, the executive order that Trump signed in September of 2018. That itself, having a server farm in another country, is a violation. Let's not go into that yet. But the votes, the original votes that came in for
this never happened. So basically, they found a company named Skytel, and there's a long-standing Munich CIA office. It's right beside the embassy, and they basically invented this war they were having that never took place.
For president.
You can ask people in Germany that live in Munich, like, this didn't happen. There was no shootout. There was no helicopter raid. There was no servers taken. None of this happened.
before they were altered by Dominion. They came in originally. Something has to come in originally before you could change it. Do we all agree? Like, if you have a haircut that you don't like, before you could change it to something that you do like, it has to be bad in the first place.
Who gave this motherfucker a class on analogies? Something has to be original before you can change it. Imagine getting a bad haircut. I don't have hair, so I wouldn't know. But I assume you get a bad haircut, and you have to have a bad one before you can have a good one. The fuck?
Right? If I'm wearing a red shirt and I no longer want to wear a red shirt, I want to wear a blue one instead, or a pink one, or a purple one, or a yellow one, or a whatever one. It first has to be red.
No, you don't. You could look in your closet and say, I don't like red. I'll wear blue. I don't wear anything but black. I don't have to wear a white shirt first.
In order for me to change it from red to yellow, it has to be red first. Do you agree? Same thing with the votes. In order for the votes to be switched from Trump to Biden, they originally had to be Trump votes.
What the starburst is going on here? You fuck stick.
That's what was captured in Skyttle. Get it? Dominion used a server farm in Skyttle. They were a Barcelona-based company that had a server farm facility in Germany. There was a firefight. Get this. The CIA was defending the server farm from the U.S. Army. So you had the U.S. Army going over there to seize the servers, and the CIA was fighting the Army.
That wasn't even the original story.
You say, well, aren't those two both United States organizations, United States agencies? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gina Haspel has never been heard of since that day.
Gina Haspel went to work at a private agency. She is the former director of the Central CIA, and she went to work as a consultant for... Sorry, I'm looking it up. In December 2020, she became the subject of a death hoax. According to social media claims, Haspel was either killed or injured or arrested in the CIA raid on a server farm in Frankfurt. Joe, it's Frankfurt, not Munich. Several fact-checking projects debunked these claims and were able to find evidence, and were able to find evidence that unable to find evidence that Haspel died or that a raid had taken place. The CIA announced her retirement after 36 years of service via a tweet, January 19, 2021, one day prior to presidential transition from Trump to Joe Biden. William J. Burns had been selected by the Biden on January 11th to succeed Haspel. Pending Senate confirmations, Burns is sworn in as new director. After retiring from CIA, Haspel began advising King and Spalding in July of 2021, and she's listed on their website as one of their consultants. Yeah. KingandSpaldingLaw.com and Gina Haspel. There you go. Former director of CIA intelligence, Gina Haspel is a senior national security advisor for King and Spalding's national security and corporate espionage practice. She advises clients on globally significant projects, drawing on her unique experience. But people retire from positions all the time and we never see them again. It's only when it fits your narrative that you say they're dead.
Head of the CIA. Shortly after she resigned, they staged a helicopter crash. Not staged, but they gave a false report of a helicopter crash because people were killed that day. So they said it happened in a helicopter crash. Nope, happened in a gunfight. So the White Hats, and this is something, by the way, that Sidney Powell had commented on around that time as well. She said, well, I know there were
Sidney Powell's a proven liar.
servers there, but I don't know who has them. The good guys are bad. Those were her famous words. We got them. We've had them ever since. That's how we got the ability to execute the presidential emergency action documents that Donald Trump signed, the Stafford Act, continuity of government, law of war, all that stuff was because of that server farm. Now, the Supreme Court overturning the election happened a long time ago. You're talking like early 22, possibly even into 21. All of this evidence was compiled by the White Hats, actually by the United States military, and given to the court. So I reported it, I believe, in July of 21, I think, but it happened well before that. Has the public been...
How much before that? Wait a second. If you reported it in July of 21 and it happened well before that, Biden took office in January of 21, February, March, April, May, June, July. There's only 6 months there. How far well before that?
July of 21, actually by the United States military and given to the court. So I reported it, I believe, in July of 21, I think, but it happened well before that. Has the public been aware of it? Have they been told about it yet? No. But they will in time. All right, next question. I don't know where we're at here. Will Trump's arrest trigger the military takeover? This is from Terrell Susan. Trump's arrest already happened. So if it were going to trigger a military takeover, that would have already occurred. So the answer to that is obviously no. There will be an event. I don't know what the event will be at this time, but there will be an event. It's from 98C again. Within the next year or two, my goal is to go beyond the ice wall and touch the firmament, the literal end of the earth. Is there any evidence that this has been done in the past? First of all, you're never going to make it there. You are only able to travel to certain parts of what they call Antarctica. Okay, now they call Antarctica a continent. That's
my God,
right down here, right? Yeah, bullshit. Antarctica is the ice wall, which we know. There are only certain parts of that ice wall that you're allowed to travel to unless you have military clearance or agency clearance. So you'll never be able to get to the only part that actually does come in contact with the firmament. You won't be able to go there. That is under heavy, heavy military. It's actually the most military occupied area in all of our known world. So and the reason is they perform tests. They've been doing it for decades on the firmament. You could literally walk up to the firmament and touch it. So that is a great goal to have.
Yeah, you just shared a fucking opinion piece. Awesome. I can write an opinion piece that says that she retired from the CIA because she wanted to harvest unicorn kidneys.
I don't know how you're going to accomplish that goal. The testing that they do on the firmament, they call the testing, they refer to it as sky ice. Because it looks like ice, right? They'll take out these big tubes after drilling into the firmament. They'll take it out, and then it regenerates, which is amazing. But it's God's creation, so it shouldn't be too amazing.
Regenerates.
The big tubes that they have are filled with firmament, sections of firmament, and they perform testing on it to see if it reacts a certain way to whatever. And it's an enormous operation that has been happening, like I said, for decades. Is there any evidence that, the question was, is there any evidence that someone has traveled beyond the firmament, beyond the ice wall, and gotten to the firmament or what have you? Admiral Byrd conducted an operation called Operation Fishbowl in 1958, where he has said he had traveled beyond the ice wall and noticed lands beyond the ice wall, some of which were larger than the United States. So I do believe traveling beyond the ice wall has been done. Nowadays, with the cabal in control of everything, I think you would have a very hard time escaping that without death.
So it's hard to pin this guy down about the firmament. So there's a dome that rests on the there's a firmament dome that rests upon the ice wall. We touch it everywhere. But they also talk about lands beyond, which would also have to be inside the dome. Because the dome, he says the dome is impenetrable. That's why you can't go to space. So it's hard to pin them down.
Roofing Gale, can you please open the chat? Are you talking about on Telegram? Thank you so much, Riley. You've been listening to you 2 years. Always look forward to your eyes. Yeah, at the very end of this live, I will open the chat. I'll open back up for membership again. Promise. Is there any relevance to Trump's endorsement of the Noahide laws? Noahide? I don't know why Trump mentioned that tonight, and to be completely honest, I don't know what the Noahide laws are. So I will look into that for you, though. K-Selm, that is who asked the question. K-Selm, I'll look into that for you for sure. It's from Challenge.
It always amazes me that people want to come out again. Trump picked all these people and put them in their positions around him. Then somehow they're like evil against him. They're blocking this and they don't want that. And they're trying to take down Trump. They don't want to declassify this. And he could have appointed someone else. He got to pick these people.
Challenge 9. Will the Bidens receive consequences? Absolutely. You know, just about every Biden in the family is corrupt, including his brother, obviously Hunter, Joe himself. Now, keep in mind, Joe Biden, from the intel that I put forth in the past, which is solid, verified intel, Joe Biden was executed in 2019. So the actual Joe Biden, the previous vice president Joe Biden, that execution happened. He's the guy that you see up there right now is not who we think it is, like I said earlier tonight. So the rest of the family,
John Bolton's a good example,
I believe, is in for major consequences. Absolutely. All right, back to locals for some. Wow, a lot of questions tonight. Was CERN used to stop the EBS? You know, I don't want to lie to you guys, so you really caught me in that was one that I shouldn't have read. CERN was used to stop the EBS.
CERN was used to stop it.
However,
a particle accelerator was used to stop the EBS.
And CERN itself, which was a black hat, bad guy, cabal controlled technology, is no longer.
Oh man, that's good.
Control of the black hats.
That's good. So that's a good thing there. Thank God.
In the stoppage of the EBS via CERN, the Black Hats relinquished CERN to the White Hats, which was
CERN accelerates particles and makes them hit each other. And for nanoseconds, a piece of a second so fucking small it's almost immeasurable, they can see what's going on between particles hitting each other at high speed.
the only way that you could have stopped the only way they could have stopped what the White Hats had in place, what the Global Alliance had in place to implement the EBS was CERN. That was the only move they had. There were no other moves. They knew that it was possible to stop it with CERN, but because of the way CERN had to be used.
But there's no way. He can't explain how it stopped it, what they did, it's a particle accelerator.
It is no longer in their control. Now, the EBS, there's no known technology.
Then why didn't they just take it and immediately do the EBS?
Or unknown technology that could stop it. So.
No known or unknown technology. So Phil is making a statement that he knows about every unknown. Good thing you went to Harvard.
On Q? I have Q. I watch Q all the time. If you guys aren't on Q, you definitely should be. I've said this before, that when the EBS does take place, Q will be the only thing that you're going to be able to watch me on for a little while. So if you're not yet on Q, you should do that. I'll put the link in my Telegram channel after.
This is an outright lie. Even the founders of Q have said this is a lie. That they don't know what he's talking about. This next internet. Their lawyers are actually checking in the statements that he's making. So someone should clip this and send this to him as well. So when the EBS happens, they're only be able to watch him on Q streaming. Someone should clip that and send it to him.
For tonight's live.
He can't keep claiming this bullshit. That the company doesn't even claim it.
My channel on Q is not active, but it is set up. So when the time is right, I'll be there, and you will be.
I also think that they said that he doesn't have a channel there, and they have no plans to do those channels.
As long as you're a subscriber to Q. Q, no, not Q like Q. Q as in CUE. Q streaming. You know what? Just for. I'm going to, I'm going to put the link to my, the subscription link.
Oh, you better. Right, cash grab.
Well, as soon as it loads. Or you could join as a enroller.
Remember when he said you didn't need any devices, and the very next day he's like, of course you got to have a Fire Stick, you idiots.
You could actually enroll people into Q.
Yeah, it's an MLM. Everything Phil does is an MLM. It's the only way he can benefit off the idiots believing him.
That is now on Telegram. Timestamp $9.39 a month. More channels than you'll get anywhere else. Will Q on the boards, I'm assuming you mean get active prior to the final event? Yeah, I think you're in for some Q drops, so to speak. Pretty soon too, actually.
Pretty soon too.
Is Q streaming the reason for the delay of the EBS? No. It has nothing to do with Q streaming being ready or not ready. Q streaming is experiencing a lot of problems in terms of the overload that they're getting, but they've upgraded their servers, so their problems that they were experiencing originally are no longer really problems. Back to Rumble. This is from D-Bay. Does the Supreme Court play a role in overturning the 2020 presidential election? No. I'm sorry, the question.
You said they already did it.
Was Pennsylvania Supreme Court? No, it does not. Lisa Fox again, last question. Trump was in Asheville, North Carolina last week. No speaking engagement. Area is owned by the Rockefellers and is now part of Fort Bragg. Can you expand on his visit if you are able? You know, like a lot last week. No, I'm sorry, the question was Pennsylvania Supreme Court. No, it does not. Lisa Fox again, last question. Trump was in Asheville, North Carolina last week. No speaking engagement. Area is owned by the Rockefellers and is now part of Fort Bragg. Can you expand on his visit if you are able? You know, like a lot of stuff, Lisa. And you must have, like, I don't know, like if you're really good at just researching things, but that area that he was in, which I am aware of, by the way, it is owned by the Rockefeller. Well, it was owned by the Rockefellers. And the area is actually, let me pick my words here very carefully. It's an important area for several reasons, the Fort Bragg area. And there is a strategic reason why Donald Trump was in
Fort Bragg. Fort Bragg is nowhere near Asheville. What are they talking? First of all, it's Fort Liberty now. They just changed it. Fort Bragg is like right around 4 hours away from Asheville, North Carolina. What are they talking about? What? I thought he was in Greensboro, which is like still an hour or more away from Fort Bragg.
In that area of North Carolina.
Listen to the question again.
By the way, it is. You must have, like, I don't know, like, if you're really good at just researching things, you know, it was in Asheville, North Carolina. I'm sorry, the question was Pennsylvania Supreme Court. No, it does not. Lisa Fox again, last question. Trump was in Asheville, North Carolina last week. No speaking engagement. Area is owned by the Rockefellers and is now part of Fort Bragg. Can you expand on his visit if you are able? You know, like, a lot of stuff, Lisa. And you must have, like, I don't know, like, if you're really good at just researching things, but that area that he was in, which I am aware of, by the way, it is owned by Rockefeller. Well, it was owned by the Rockefellers. And the area is actually, let me pick my words here very carefully. It's an important area for several reasons, the Fort Bragg area. And there is a strategic reason why Donald Trump was in that area of North Carolina last week. Unfortunately, Lisa, and I love.
It says Trump makes unpublicized, former President Trump makes unpublicized visit to Western North Carolina. President Trump was in the mountains on Friday, July 21st. It seems like he landed at Asheville Regional Airport at 4:30 p.m. Officials of the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office said the Secret Service was providing an escort to Trump's destination. No public events were scheduled for former president here in the mountains. The former president left at 9:30 p.m. The former president's last public visit to the mountains was in 2020 when he stopped at Flavor First in Mills River. So he didn't speak. He didn't do anything. Oh, it was a private fundraising event at Lake Toxaway. At Lake Toxaway. Is this right? Is this the right date? Yeah. A private fundraising event at Lake Toxaway. Oh, wow. I'm just looking at some videos from Lake Toxaway. These are like it's maybe a private area with really, really nice fucking places. Like multi-million-dollar homes here, which explains the fucking fundraising. These are some huge houses and shit. Anyways.
To tell you more, there are things that, keep in mind, you guys aren't the only ones that watch me. The other guys are too. You know, you see some of them in the chat, actually.
Oh, the bad guys watch him too. I forgot.
But the bigger, important guys, not the little trolls in the chat, they watch me too. So I can't, like, there's certain things that I can and can't say. You guys have to understand that. I wish I could tell you more. But I could tell you that you're looking in the right areas. That's for sure. This is Peggy, 4301. I'm retired. Will my state retirement and Social Security be okay? I had to receive them by direct deposit. Yeah, there's no plan to harm any civilians that are hooked up to any sort of retirement plan, whether it's Social Security or otherwise. Those things will not be taken from you if you have them built up. What I was talking about and referencing earlier tonight was the people who willingly have a 401k or an IRA invested in the stock market. Most IRAs and 401ks, the way that they make money or lose money is the stock market. Your state retirement and your Social Security are not in the stock market. So, well, I can't speak for your state retirement. If you are retired and that isn't an account that's invested in the stock market, you should go to goldquiz.com. If it's not, and it's something that's, you know, you should find out where they have your money, your retirement. And if you do have the ability to move it to a gold or silver backed or both IRA or 401k, goldquiz.com will help you do that. This is again from 98C, who really wants to go past that ice wall. When you say they don't allow you to go past a certain point past the ice wall, are you stuck in the Matrix mindset? Why would the White Hats not allow travel anywhere in the New World? I see what you're saying now. You didn't specify it that way before. You're talking about in the future, once the white hats reveal everything to us, that there is a larger world and so forth. In that aspect, of course, you will be able to go to the new world. I thought you meant like now, under the circumstances that we're in right now.
Fort Bragg is in Fayetteville.
Right now, the areas of the ice wall that you could travel to are protected heavily by the military, either the maritime police, or if there's land, the Navy, or, you know, Johanna H 4652. I wanted to say that name out loud because she just said don't use Goldco, it's a scam. I have actual Goldco attorneys who watch my live streams looking for people like you and statements like that. So
that's called a fucking opinion. Okay, is an opinion.
They'll get you. Expect a cease and desist. Anyway, yeah, once the secrets that they're withholding from us and the information that they're withholding from us is revealed to the public, I do believe that there will be a migration to certain lands beyond that have been occupied before, prior to most recent resets. So, yeah.
That's right.
Is Michelle, this is from eBay again, is Michelle Obama on the run? Yeah, the information that I have points to both Obamas attempting to exit the country last week. So, answer is yes, as far as I know.
Okay. Makes sense. Fucking retards.
That's from Ms. Jet. Why haven't they taken the fake off your Telegram channels just yet? Truthfully, I don't know. And
remember, he said, I know the owners of Telegram. I'll have this fixed with it by the end of the day. The trolls think they've won. By the end of the day, I'll have this fixed. I'm not fake. Everybody knows I'm not fake.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I really don't care. They could keep that fake on my Telegram channels all they want. Even if they were to take it down,
it does hurt him. He wants to act like it doesn't. Yeah, 100% does. When people are first looking for Phil and they type in Phil Godlewski and it says fake, they're not going to click on that one unless they know ahead of time.
Probably just going to be another 500 or 1,000 people that report the channel as fake. So that doesn't concern me. The channel's not fake. I know it's my channel. You guys know it's my channel. It could say fake or scam all it wants. It's me.
He told us all he knew the owners of Rumble and YouTube. He told us he knew the owners of Twitch, and they cut him a special deal where none of the money that was donated to him would go through Amazon. Then when I got him on an interview, he's like, oh, I'm talking about the Amazon Prime subscriptions. That's what I meant. You get all of that. And I said, no, you don't. And he's like, oh, you should talk to my guy at Amazon. He can hook you up.
Right now, let me read you what the tag actually says. Many users reported that this channel impersonates a famous person or organization. I don't impersonate anybody. The name of the channel is my name. So who am I impersonating? The whole concept of putting that tag on there is just senseless. But I have so many other things to focus on for the betterment of my audience. I've launched many companies so far that are very helpful financially to a lot of people. I plan to launch more. And I want to change as many lives as I could. And the last thing on my agenda is a stupid tag on a social media channel. So. Impersonate Snowden? I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
what'd he say?
I impersonate Snowden?
Oh, about? Like, good call.
It's just crazy. Snowden isn't even a real person. It's crazy. Anyway.
The whole world knows he's a real person, you fucking retard.
Who knows? That one. All right, we'll head over to D-Live. Take a couple.
He's on other stuff. Yeah, he's got a Facebook page. He's got a Twitter account again since Elon Musk took over, which has been the worst thing for Twitter. I fucking hate Twitter now.
QTV Pro updated. Not sure, to be honest with you, but they're...
I didn't like it before because, the liberal fucking crazies, basically had the field day with the place, but now it's just the exact opposite. It didn't get better. It just got worse in an opposite way.
Facebook channel and Facebook group answers a lot of questions, much like that one. So I would point you in that direction for that. Oh, by the way, before I forget to mention, those night vision goggles that you guys went bonkers over when I first launched them, TacRightPhil.com, they're back. They're back in stock. They're a cheaper price now than they were, and they're only in stock for a limited time. So the link to TacRight is down in my...
Oh, you guys went bonkers over them. I remember.
Very easy. TAC, right, like your right arm, RIGHT, Phil, my name, PHIL.com. TacRight.
Shit, it's 1:15. We got to go.
Share my Rumble link with as many social media platforms that you're on.
That's your marching orders.
Marching orders. Speak about Ariel on Twitter. No idea what you're talking about. And if I don't know about it, I would say it's probably not that important. Did Mitch see JFK Jr.?
So the new thing is Mitch saw JFK Jr. and that's why he froze.
Biden's 10-day vacation lines up with 10 days of darkness? Sure does, doesn't it? It's funny that someone would need to announce how long they're going on vacation for. Couldn't just say he was going somewhere. Why 10 days, It's funny. Isn't it funny? It's funny, or funny weird? I don't know. There's two different kinds of funnies.
Where are the 10 days of darkness? There's been no fucking darkness. Where are they? When? Where? How?
Can you see my turtle tat again? No. Mostly because I don't want to stand up.
Somebody sent me this. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab it. When Phil did his acrobatic turtle move or whatever, let me see if I can grab this. This is what he looked like. But somebody needs to put a turtle tattoo right here and then Phil's face right here, please. Put a turtle tattoo right here and then Phil's face right here. Oh, man. That's just how flexible I am.
Weird.
You didn't stand up to show it to us. You put your ankles up to fucking God.
Did I see Elvis today? No. Go to my own bachelor party earlier this year because I was sick. There's a group of my followers on Telegram that, remember we did that flat fill thing when I didn't go to my own bachelor party earlier this year because I was sick that weekend? The guys that went to my bachelor party made flat fills. So they printed out photos of me and they took them all around on the fishing trip and the restaurants and the golf course and all those places. A group of my followers thought that was a cute idea. So they made a flat fill group. So,
by the way, I've decided I'm now stronger than ever. If you don't know, I've had an ear infection for like a fucking year now. It wouldn't go away. They gave me antibiotics I was allergic to. Then the antibiotics didn't fucking work. Then I went to Florida and it just got worse. Then it closed up again and I was supposed to go to the doctor, but I didn't. And now it's just cleared itself up. It's gone. So I am becoming the ear infection.
what they've been doing for the last several months is taking their flat fill photos. You ever hear Flat Stanley for the kids? His piece of paper, he goes on trips, take them around the world, whatever. They made flat fills. And of course they did flat PHL.
I've absorbed it into my blood.
Flat fill around the world. One of the stops today that they went to, the Telegram group went to, one of the followers was Arkansas. So no, I wasn't in Arkansas, but flat fill was. Pretty cool, actually. Or the White House.
He loves that. People worship him the way he does.
HARP as cover for military operations? Yes. Probably shouldn't have read that one. Or answered it. Back to Rumble. I'm sorry, we'll go to locals. What do you say to Charlie talking about the QFS monitoring being Palladian? I don't believe that at all. I like Charlie. I think Charlie's good. Charlie has some strong sources for the QFS. I don't believe in Palladians.
He also shared Charlie when Charlie was flipping the switch the next day. He was just waiting on one phone call, and it was going to happen that night or the next day, and it never happened.
It's not that I don't believe in them. It's that it's against what God says. I'm against anything that's, contrary to God's beliefs, to God's teachings, to the Bible. Palladians are exactly that.
I feel like he's more into. I feel like he's probably more into the Quran, taking child brides and lovers and whatnot.
So could Palladians be terrestrials from the land beyond? The land beyond? Yes, that's possible. And if that's Palladian in what Charlie's talking about, then okay, now we're on a different topic. But the pretext of Palladian means by Palladians, it contradicts everything that I know about QFS and Sarah and so forth. So I'm going to say I just don't agree with that. Why he's talking about it? Maybe he has information that I don't have. Maybe he doesn't have information that I do have. But regardless of that, that's not something that I'm endorsing. Can I open the PG chat? Yes, asked and answered. I will open that at the end of this live. I'm not going to do it right now. Speak to the birth certificate number, please. No, not just yet. Not going to speak to that just yet. In time. Is that in time again? Fed now significant? Nope. Insignificant. 100% insignificant. I could tell you though, I heard today that Amazon is putting palm print technology into certain stores where you could pay using your palm. Stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Anybody that does that is just a complete idiot. You don't give away your fingerprints or your palm print to Amazon, no less, who has had security breaches in the past. I mean, come on, dumbest thing I ever heard. Please do not do that if you have the thought of it. So stupid. Was I in space recently? No. There's no space. I don't know what kind of question is that for me. That's nuts. That caused me to go over Rumble. Jim Bappa again. Will we be using Q phones as a safe, unhackable way to vote in the future?
Oh, that
is one of the ways that has been.
We were already supposed to have our Q phones by now.
Amongst our side. I don't know if it'll be the only way. Truthfully, I don't even know if it'll be a way. Differences and changes in the way we vote, obviously, because the way we vote now, not only within the United States, but worldwide, it's just completely bullshit. So Q phones were one way that was being discussed a while ago, and I haven't heard much from it yet, since, that.
Yeah, because they never came out, and you just quit talking about yours.
A while ago. Is my real name Phil? Yes. It's from Carol Susan. When will the military publicly take over? Well, that'll be during the EBS. Dumbass. who was being conned. We'll know it at that time. Lisa Fox again. Shout out to the Phil Hate group who messaged me calling me a dumbass who was being conned. Yet they know the whole synopsis of your live. Buy a dictionary and look up hypocrites for the trolls. Isn't that funny? That's a good point, Lisa. Like,
just because we know what he said on his live doesn't mean that we're being conned. We know every lie he's ever told.
They clearly are watching to the effect that they know what I'm talking about.
He does make a lot of mouth
if they
noises.
think, like, the things that I talk about are not true, that's fine. And that's what boggles my mind. Like, I have the right to believe whatever I want to believe. I have the right to say on a camera whatever I want to say.
But what you don't have the right to do is tell people that they're going to lose all their money unless they invest with you. You don't have the right to make people these special perks or sell these ads or convince people that they need to send them their money. You're convincing others. You can believe whatever the fuck you want, but as soon as you start spreading that to the world, anybody else can come out and say you're wrong.
As long as I'm not breaking any laws, as long as I'm not defaming people, and as long as I'm not, harming anyone from a legal point of view.
Didn't you say that the DEA was building a case on me? They were going to arrest me? So you've harmed my reputation, and you've lied about me, Phil.
I have the right to say what I want. I have the right to believe what I want. So do you. You have the right to believe me and so forth. But you guys can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not here telling you you have to believe that the things that I say are accurate. You decide.
Imagine telling somebody all their wildest dreams is going to come true and then saying, well, you should have decided whether to believe that or not. Idiots.
What drives me nuts is when people try to decide for you. Isn't that what our government is doing right now? Look at what they did with the vaccine. They try to make it mandatory everywhere, right?
Phil, you're the one who says don't listen to this guy. I wouldn't listen to anybody who says this. I wouldn't listen to Derek Johnson. He's bad. Will's an idiot. You can't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But aren't you doing the same thing?
So how is someone messaging someone saying you're being lied to? You shouldn't watch. Get away from him. How is it any different than mandating a vaccine or making you wear a mask? So I just think that
you say those same things about people you don't like.
Relate so much to is a key. Totally up to you. But that was a good response, Lisa. Show us your Q phone. It's not with me right now. It's somewhere else. That's all I can say.
He doesn't have it. He said he kept his Q phone on him at all times. That's why he always carried 2 cell phones. Now he doesn't. Weird.
Just looking for some good ones. We're going to finish up in a while here. And we'll talk about that later. Going to be a separate nation or remain a state. Hawaii has a very, very special purpose. And we'll talk about that at a later time. As far as nation or state, I'm not going to get into that just yet. But we'll talk about it.
He hasn't made up that lie yet.
There's a reason I bought property there. Who is on that? I'm not going to comment on that. There's a reason I bought property there. Who is White House grandpa? I'm not going to comment on that.
He doesn't know.
Do you think it will go through?
Call him out.
There's so many factors when it comes to a mortgage. I can't comment on whether or not it'll go through. I was in real estate for a very long period of time, 17 years, and I had mortgages that I always thought would go through that.
He wasn't in real estate for 17 years. He's also said 25 years, 20 years, 19 years, 15 years. All those are lies.
Because of he
was at Subway longer than he was anywhere else.
Underwriting error, or the borrower did something wrong. The dying dollar and the bank's collapsing. If the bank that you're getting the mortgage through collapses, like one, I don't know circumstances, so there's no way I can. That sounds really cool though. So I'm really, really interested in that I sent you. There are some things that I have in open circumstances, so there's no way I can answer your question accurately. Charging Rhino, did you get the 2020 election chess set that I sent you? There are some things that I haven't opened yet, believe it or not. That sounds really cool though. So I'm really, really interested in opening that. So I'll probably do that soon. Thank you for that. That's a great gift. This is a funny one. Phil, tell us about your teleportation activities and the good ETs, extraterrestrials, telling you not to talk about them because the religious sleeping masses would ditch you before the EBS. Probably the dumbest thing I've read to date on a Q&A. I just read there and read it again just because it's so dumb. Phil, tell us about your teleportation. The only way I can respond to that is this, and take the response however you want, but there are things called psychedelic drugs, and people take them. I'm not going to say who takes them, but I am going to say that I know.
Oh, remember when your twin brother died of a marijuana overdose?
That they're psychedelic and they cause hallucinations and like all sorts of things in your brain.
Yeah, I just ordered some. God damn, I can't wait. I'm going to ask God about you, Phil.
So
lots of people have been telling me that I'm not allowed to question or make fun of or talk about God in the way that I want to talk about God. So I'm going to go have a meeting with him.
I haven't taken it. I've never taken them, but I'm
thinking about 4 or 5 grams to get to God. I'm not sure.
I'm fully aware of them. And yeah, so sometimes some people have good ones, I guess. I don't know.
I started, the first dose I ever took was 3. And then the next dose I took was like 2.5. And then I always stayed around 3, 3.5. And I've talked to God or something more intelligent than me before. So I'm super excited.
Why not good ones? Maybe that's the thing too. I'm just saying it's the good ETs. What show is this? All the new people that just subscribed to my channel just left because of that. It's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. The good ETs. Shrooms. Yeah, somebody said shrooms are nice. I guess so. Purple Haze. Yeah. Why is my goal?
I've heard people taking, they usually recommend about 3.5 for a full trip. 2.5 is where you start. Like if you never tripped before, I've heard people taking like double and triple doses, like 7, fucking 10.5.
Silver IRA down 30,000 since I took it out earlier this year. I can't imagine.
I don't want to have a bad trip and not like it.
Stagnate since earlier this year, so that's probably not true. And if it is true, my unprofessional, non-financial advice would be hang in there. Hang in there. Nice thing about that is you still own the gold and silver, right? It didn't just disappear. You still have that, so the value.
I'm trying to get one of those trippy flip bars that has I think it's got like 3.5 grams of mushroom, and then it's got some pot in it too. But I'll have to take the night off, and then I'll tell you what God told me. I am going to videotape like my thoughts like before, and then my thoughts after, because last time it's been a while since I've done it, and the last time I did it, I felt like I gained a lot of stuff that I wanted to be. It might have been stupid stuff like in the moment, but I felt like it was stuff that I wanted to bring back and like remember, and I forgot some of it. So
that could fluctuate. Maybe it's down a little bit right now for it to be down 30,000. You must have transferred a bunch, so just hang there. My teeth are glowing, could be. I don't like direct light, especially during live streams like this. So I have like lights that bounce off the walls and stuff. Not the one overhead. I never turn that one on. I never turn the ceiling ones on. But I have like these lamps.
It's horrible lighting. We get it.
Same.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He's got fucking Edison lights everywhere.
No, great. Now the camera's missed.
Phil's house is like a fucking retarded Pinterest account. I don't know if I'll vlog the trip. It might be embarrassing.
The light that they throw off is a little crazy.
I'll probably do my thoughts before, do it and finish, and then immediately as soon as I regain back here, I want to fucking catalog my thoughts completely.
Hi Phil, what's up with McAfee? Throw us a bone.
Because you do go somewhere, and it is so weird. I don't know if it's. We'll talk about this. Fuck Phil. You do go somewhere, and you do see things, and sometimes you meet people and talk to people, and I don't know if it's your own subconscious being activated, but they know things about you, and they know things of these people, or you get the sense that everything's okay and everything is known. Like everything that could be known is known, and if you have questions, you can get those questions answered. I don't understand. It's weird. There's been a bunch of people that have stories of like 2 different people tripping at 2 different times and meeting the same person and never talking to each other about it. So I don't know. Jumping dimensions and shit over here.
Not yet. Not gonna throw any bones on McAfee just yet. Let's wait that one out a little bit. Somebody asked
I usually
Catherine's caretakers.
Take precautions to kind of lock myself down somewhere. We used to take LSD and walk around outside, which is just fucking crazy. I wouldn't do that now. I'd be so afraid of doing something stupid and getting arrested.
Or possibly it could be Catherine herself. I don't speak to Catherine on a regular basis, but she does. Or her caretakers message me quite often with updates on how she's doing and what she's thinking. If she wants to tell me anything, which I read often. So,
her caretakers. It's her family she lives with.
So I just read an update that came in. I think it was within the last week on Catherine. She's doing well. She's frail. She's an older lady, but she's doing well. She still has her wits to her. She's still.
I thought she was dying.
Alerting me.
That's why we had to do all this.
Things that she thinks I should know of. No one knows the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. Nick Sawyer doesn't know the answer to that. Not anyone that you would consider, either self-proclaimed or through your own research, gold and silver or the stock market or anything else, no movement of the price, affected the price of silver and why, and the set of circumstances that are in front of you in the future. So I'm not going to make a prediction on what it is.
I mean, it is a, like, I feel like you may think I'm stupid or for like saying this or whatever, but the use of drugs is not illegal. It's the possession of drugs is illegal, first of all. Second of all, I feel like people that are open to like experiences and learning about themselves and like gaining knowledge about things that they feel like they don't understand or whatever and having questions. I feel like if you trip for the first time, and let's say you're 40 years old and you trip for the first time, you're going to be like, why the fuck haven't I been doing this like yearly since I was old enough to eat?
I have talked a little bit about some of the fraud and things that I spoke about just now. I talked about that in lives in the past, but I can't give you, a number. It's not, no one can, not just me. Go back to locals. Why haven't we taken over MSM? Actually, we have. We've taken over MSM. You're still going to see some of the programmed narrative, but if you also notice what has happened over the last 2.5 years and what they are reporting now, that would have never made it onto the MSM.
They use it to treat PTSD and stuff. I just haven't done it in a long time because I've never had a bad trip. I have a bad trip on acid. I guess a bad trip. Like I just didn't like it. I was very aware, like I couldn't come back, and I was very paranoid, and I couldn't make it stop. I didn't like it. But I don't know why I haven't done it so long. I guess it got harder to get a hold of and stuff when I stopped doing drugs, like other drugs. And and the people that I knew then that could get stuff, I guess. And I don't know. Now I have a real desire to do it, especially everybody telling me what I can say and can't say. I'm going to go ask the man.
In years past. Just keep watching. Keep watching. That's going to tick up. Boobies, there he is. I knew he was somewhere. He said boobies.
Out of 19 million people, he found the boobies guy.
So I said boobies. It's a funny joke, inside joke. If you don't, I forgot there were a lot of new people here tonight. I didn't just randomly.
I don't like feeling stuck high. So I like to calm myself down first, to be like, I'm doing this, you know, my own accord, like almost like a mantra, like to start. I don't like feeling like I'm stuck high. If I get the feeling that I don't want to be high right now because something else is going on around me or I need to take care of something and I can't get unhigh, I fucking freak out.
When we say boobies, I promise. There's a guy here that says it all the time and usually says it when I'm reading stuff down like quickly and I just look at it like, boobies. So like he thinks it's funny. So he's been doing it for 2 years. I think 22. Why is Obama free? He's not. Obama's not free. I said earlier tonight he was trying to flee. I was commenting on the question that was asked about Michelle, and yes, there are reports that Obama and Michelle are fleeing, but truthfully, Obama's been monitored, detained for quite a while. That's nothing new, and we've known that for a while too.
Oh, yeah. Obama's been monitored and detained, but he was also trying to flee today.
What happens to the insurance industry during the reset? The insurance industry will still exist, but it'll be operated and operating in a much different fashion than what we see it operating now. But the people that are in that industry, such as agents and what have you, they'll still have jobs to do. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. I'm not going to answer the Princess Diana question. That was a good way to phrase it, though. Facebook is still active.
If I get the chocolate bars,
share
that would
the
be
link
awesome.
on my live anyway.
I don't know if I can get them or not.
Maybe I'll take it down. I don't think so, but let's see. Is XRP connected to QFS? Yes, in a way. We talked about that in the past. Was Flynn denied access to Mar-a-Lago? No. I don't know where that report came from, but that's not true. I specifically asked about that when I heard that. I don't know where I first heard it. It might have been Telegram, actually. Real World News reported it? That's not true. I told you Real World News has a good source, but I also told you where they have that good source, and that's the Pentagon. Now, when you get outside of that source, there's other reporters at Real World News that have other sources that dive into other things, right? When it gets outside the Pentagon, I don't pay too much attention to them because I know their source, and I know it's a good one, but I don't know who the other people's sources are. I asked specifically about the Mar-a-Lago thing with Flynn, and the answer was absolutely not.
They only have one source, the guy who's literally Michael Baxter, whatever, who's making fun of Republicans.
Comical. So, all right, last question for the night. Who's got it? Is there such a thing as tech or extraterrestrials from extraterrestrials being used by our government or in the alliance? Depends on what you refer to as extraterrestrials. If you're talking about outer space beings, little guys that come in,
I don't know what everybody else pays for it, but I think I paid. I got a guy getting it for me. I think it was like, I think the bars were like $65, which is 3.5 grams plus it's got some THC in it. And then the just 3.5 grams of like caps dried is like 45 or $50 or something like that. But I want the bar if I can get it. I don't like the taste of them.
No. But if you're talking about tech that is foreign to our lands and to our race that we are right now.
I tried plugging them up my asshole, but then only my ass trips. So.
There's a lot of tech that was discovered after the last great reset. So in that sense, yeah,
I enjoy the process more than I, you know.
But not the way that I think you're asking. Now, secondly, all these whistleblowers coming out, and this is where I think where all this extraterrestrial talk is coming from tonight. All of these whistleblowers coming out recently talking about, you know, how the investigation was, you know, diluted into Biden, how we're talking about the Trump setup with Russiagate and all that stuff. Lots of whistleblowers and testifying in front of Congress, right? Yeah,
I've never done that. I've heard about people burning in their coffee.
Randomly, of course, there was a certain whistleblower that talked about aliens and that we have technology from aliens and something else, right? Doesn't that seem suspicious, the timing to you? Like all these actual whistleblowers are coming out telling you all these actual things that are happening.
And then there's this one about my ass. That was a joke.
Talk about aliens. It's just a black hat. That's the back of your mind.
Somebody gets drugged.
They don't want you to know the truth. They hate testifying in front of Congress. It's bizarre. They don't want you to know about the actual whistleblowers. They want you to know about the bullshit whistleblowers. So
okay. So the aliens.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome to the new audience. You could go to philgodlewski.locals.com. That will get you. You can subscribe for $15 a month, but you could get a current discount, $120 for the entire year, big discount. For a limited time only, you do not have to subscribe to any of my stuff at all and pay any money. My content is.
It's a $60 discount. It's $5 a month on a discount.
Always will be. Always has been.
Horrible.
And always will be free. You could watch on DLive or Rumble. The majority of the new ones that are coming out now, most likely Rumble. You can subscribe to Rumble for absolutely nothing. It will just alert you when my videos are coming up. Some of the other places like Locals have some perks, like we talked about. Within the next couple days, we're going to be doing.
Jim probably knows more about that than I do. I have to get all my shit locally. I don't know. And there's only like a couple guys that I trust that are still in that kind of scene. Like, it's weird. I did drugs with all these people, and then like. I went and joined the army, and then they like, I don't know, they all just, I guess they think I'll snitch on them or something. Like, none of them talk to me anymore. They're just like distant about that stuff. And I don't see most of them anymore either. I mean, I was gone for years and came back, but the few times I have run into people and been like, oh, I want something like recreational, They've been like, I don't know. I don't really mess with that stuff anymore. I know they do. They're always fucked up.
Giveaway on locals of more silver. We're going to give out more silver eagles. So if you want to get on locals and you want to be part of all that stuff, you can.
It's
if
hard
you just
to
want to
puff
subscribe
with
to
your
the channel and watch,
butthole.
you can. Please give Matt Ferris a download if you can afford the 99 cents for his pre-order of his song. Him and his family could use that, and they could use the uptick in pre-order sales to turn out more songs. I know the one that Matt wrote and played for me and Carrie at our wedding. That will be available too, and that is an amazing song that I think is going to go extremely viral. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. It's just actually the song's better than the things I hear on the radio, and I listen to country all the time. So I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I am planning a live.
He's picking out his ugly ass fucking earring.
Probably early in the week. I doubt tomorrow and I doubt Monday. Tuesday's looking like a good day for a live.
Yeah, I'm a DA snitch.
I'll see you guys then. Thanks for tuning in. Love you all. Welcome to the new people. And I'll see you.
All right, we had to rush the end of it, but there was nothing new. I mean, the same feel, the same shit. Some people, I always think it's weird. Some people would be like, I don't know why you watch this person. They say the same thing over and over again. They all do. All these people say the same thing over and over again. So it's just, you're just picking favorites, I think. But they all say the same shit over and over again. If you happen to have a Twitter account, I tweeted out about my Ridge wallet, hoping to get their attention. So if you happen to have a Twitter account and you see that my latest tweet, would you please retweet that or leave a comment or like it or something like that? I would greatly appreciate it. Contribute to the stream while we're offline. I got to get home and get to bed. I didn't realize it was so late. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. I will let everybody know about my tripping experience. I'm working up to it. Like, the guy can't always get them, but he knows the other guy. They're trying to coordinate something. And then if I can get those trippy flip bars, that's what I'm going to do for sure. Just eat it. It's like a Hershey-sized bar, and you just eat the whole thing before it can even kick in. And it's got the recommended dose. And the little piece I tried off one day, it doesn't taste anything like mushrooms. But if I get mushrooms, I'll find another way to do them. I really don't like the taste of them, but I didn't know you could brew them in coffee, to be honest with you. And that would be fine. I don't really drink coffee, but if I can chug a fucking coffee. That would be fine. But anyways, I'll keep everybody updated. Go to coldbeer.fund to contribute to the show. Sorry we kind of rushed the end of the Phil's thing. I just didn't realize how late he was getting. Yeah, keep the show free for everybody. I appreciate it. Call Jim from Florida for all your drug supply needs. I'm pretty sure that he's basically like part of the cartel or something. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you about the next one. Don't do anything Phil would do, especially if you're writing a country music ballad about a 25-year-old and a 15-year-old. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit.
That's right. On the Bull and Justice show.
You better buckle up, cause
I thought Bullshiffer died.
and they say that I'm a lunatic. Well,
Is that not true?
I came equipped with
Did I make that up? Who knows?
for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need.
Thank you, Vern.
Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshiping drums, cocking, begging for a throat to
Ignorant.
fucking meat hammers like Thor in a thong.
You ignorant motherfucker.
His chest like he's King Kong, starving for
Did I
it.
say it weird?
Like your God.
Ignorant.
I'll be your Huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby.
There's Thread Flash Quinn.
What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers.
I'm hungry.
Yo, I think I started some shit.
We hungry.
Piss him off, it's about
Hey guys, have a good night. See you on the next one.
the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know.